What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream. As you guys can see, I'm kind of an idiot sometimes. I didn't mean to do it, but I clicked the wrong time when I was scheduling the stream. I meant to schedule it as we always do for 8:30, but I must have clicked 8:15. So that's my bad. You guys get an extra 5 minutes of me today this morning. Thanks to everybody showing up a little bit early, though. You guys are awesome. I came up to my computer and I was like, there's way too many people in here than usual right now, but I'll take it. And then people were like, oh, it's scheduled for 8:15. And I was like, oh, I'm an idiot. All right. So right now, Amy's down about 0.92. It was up a little bit in the pre-market. The spies, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Nothing too crazy is going on with the market today so far. We've got Powell speaking today, but it's literally just like the nomination uh hearing type of deal. If he talks about rate hikes or the balance sheet, watch out. If he makes any statements about shrinking the Fed's balance sheet in 2023, markets are probably going to fall. If he talks about 4 rate hikes, here's the thing. Everybody thinks that there's going to be 3 rate hikes in 2022. What they're most likely going to do, I heard this the other day, is they're going to come out and say we're going to do 4 rate hikes. But then they're only going to do 3. So the market's going to price in 4, and then when they actually just do 3, then everybody's gonna be like, oh my God, this is the best news ever, and everything's gonna rip. They're literally just gonna mess with the market a little bit. But how's everybody doing this morning? For everybody new filtering in, if you guys don't mind, just hitting the like button on the stream helps out a whole lot. Let's see here. Just a heads up, your intro seems to be cut at the start of the stream. Bro, why is YouTube playing with me? Why is YouTube messing around? They're messing around again. I like that outlook anytime. Vix, I know we will be talking about Citadel and Robinhood lawsuit. Oh, yes, we will. So, uh, 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 the Citadel stuff is weird because Sequoia is venture capital. Now, Sequoia is like, they're kind of in the business, they're venture capital. So they're going to be investing into like the first couple of stages of like capital raises for new companies before they go public. That's the key thing right there. So I believe Citadel has tried to go public in the past, but it didn't work. But if they're backed by Sequoia and Sequoia wants them to go public, it's going to be a lot easier for them to do that. The problem is it's almost better for us because then we get to see market making revenues. And they literally are going to have to open up their books to the public. So we can pull up the article right here Ken Griffin's trading powerhouse gains new partners. Citadel Securities is taking its first outside investment from the Silicon Valley firms Sequoia and Paradigm. And oh, look at our boy right here, Andrew Sorkin. What an amazing guy at CNBC who obviously isn't best buddies with Kenny. But okay. So Citadel, the hedge fund, has been closed to outside money for a while. They're not accepting new money. So this doesn't have to do with the hedge fund side. This is the market making side. So Citadel Securities, the huge market maker founded by Ken Griffin, announced today that it has sold a stake to the venture capital firms Sequoia and Paradigm for $1.15 billion. The deal values Citadel Securities at about $22 billion, which honestly, for the amount of control that they have over the market, in my mind, seems a little bit low. So they will unite established financial player with 2 top Silicon Valley growth investors. It's the first outside investment in Griffin's firm. So he's giving up some control. He's giving, what is that? 1/20th. So 5, what is that? Little less than 5% of the company is what they're giving to Sequoia and Paradigm. I mean, Kenny might just be like, yeah, I want to take some money off the table here and kind of cash out. So I don't know. This is kind of weird. It's an endorsement of Citadel Securities tech bona fide. Sequoia, which backed the likes of Apple, DoorDash, WhatsApp, is one of the, yep, we know that. It's an investment that may create more conspiracy theories. Sorkin, shut up, bro. Citadel Securities has been criticized for its relationship with Robinhood, where it pays the online brokerage for the right to process users' trades, which some say could generate conflicts of interest. Meanwhile, Sequoia is an investor in Robinhood. Bro, they're trying to get ahead of people being like, oh, Sequoia, Robinhood, but like, this is just nonsense over here. Do they need liquidity? Maybe, but like 1.1 billion, like it's not that much. Like, they put more money into Melvin, I think. How much did they give to Melvin? Like a couple bit, 3 billion. Like it was a crazy high. I think it was 3 billion that they gave to Melvin. I don't think it's a liquidity issue. Paradigm Swang said that Citadel Securities would move into more markets and asset classes, including crypto. Oh boy. Okay, so here's what they're doing. Griffin has mixed feelings about crypto, so this is a noteworthy aside. And the investment suggests that Griffin's firm may go public someday. Okay, so that's exactly what I was saying. Because Sequoia and Paradigm are these venture capital companies, and Citadel's tried to go public in the past and it hasn't worked out. What they're going to do is essentially like, okay, so they're going to be backed by Sequoia. Sequoia is going to have all these connections at all these banks that Citadel does have, but remember, some of these banks don't like Citadel. Remember Bali? I think it was Baliazni was the one that was like, yeah. Anybody that works at Citadel, we're not hanging out with you. So that's exactly what I was saying. They might be trying to go public. The thing that they're doing here, though, is they're trying to expand. The reason why Citadel is so strong and has such a stranglehold over over the market and is such a big powerhouse is because they have their hands in everything: the bond market, fixed income, real estate, equities, crypto. They're going to have their hands in literally everything, that they're kind of like untouchable, if that makes sense. Everybody has to go through Citadel if they want to do something in the market. That's what Ken Griffin's goal is. Now, if they become a public company, well, again, they're going to have to open up their books. Guys, this is good news. This means after we MOS, we can short the shit out of Citadel. It's true. It honestly, it is true. So if you want to do that, like, you can. But this Robinhood thing is very, very, very interesting. Let me see if I can find that article too, because that's an interesting one. Here we go. Okay, so this is interesting. So, opinion. A 27-year-old truck driver just became Robinhood's first big headache of 2022, and it's not going to be their last. Is this a simple FINRA arbitration award or a $30,000 brick through the wall of Robinhood's legal citadel? I love how they say citadel in here. I thought that was funny. So what happened was is that this guy sued Robinhood. It was a FINRA arbitration clause, which most likely is built into all of Robin. If you had a Robinhood account, you signed an arbitration clause. So if you want to sue them, you have to So it's not going to be like a typical like lawsuit. It's going to be like with FINRA like representatives that are going to go over, look at the facts, see what happens, and then they are going to decide what the judgment is. It's not like an actual like US justice. It's a little bit different. So if more people start doing this and people start winning, this is going to be hilarious. So all you really have to do is like this case, arbitration. I don't know if it's going to be public knowledge. So that's kind of the goal, to keep it quiet with arbitration. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But that is very, very, very interesting. Are you playing SPY today? I don't know yet. So it's up 0.23%. I think we're going to see some decent moves. But at 10, remember, we're going to get some statements from Powell, and those are going to move the market. I right now have those Apple and Lucid calls that I'm kind of looking at. I'm not trying to force anything. Yesterday was real easy. SPY was coming down. Everything was kind of moving down. Just throw some money in, ride the roller coaster down, and see what happens. Today is going to be a little bit different. The SPY's only up 0.22%, $1 in the pre-market. So not anything too crazy right now. Amy's popping back up a little bit. GME's down 0.75. What do we want in the top right here? What do you guys want? BBIG, I saw some people saying, but I don't know yet. Like yesterday, I mean, I was kind of looking at SPY, but I typically don't make my SPY decisions in the pre-market. Did you forget to wash your face this morning, or did you go through puberty last night? Jim, why are you being an a-hole this morning? All right. Did you see Review Dork has a live Discord? It's going nuts. He's throwing out 1348 plays. Oh yeah. Oh, we got some interesting stuff coming for you guys with that Discord. I think we're gonna do some interesting stuff with that. So stay tuned. That one's gonna be fun. So right now it's giving it. I believe it's free right now. So if you guys want to go check out the alerts, so what he did was, I believe he has a background in coding. So he was able to code. Oh, you just let me know. Oh, so I'm in it. There was another thing too that we were looking at, but he was able to code like for a certain stocks, like the moving average crosses, and then it just sends it to everybody. So you can make your own decision. It's literally just like showing you, okay, it's crossing here. It's really cool. So we're going to use it today a little bit and see what we can do. If things start to move in a good direction, well, we're going to be able to make some money. If you guys were here for that YOLO SPY trade yesterday, that was in the afternoon. That was pure 1348. It got us in a little bit late, but I don't know. What was it? Like a 60 to a 100% play in like 20 minutes. Like it was ridiculous. But let's see what happens. Oh, AMD upgraded to overweight from sector weight at KeyBank. Target 155. Are they going to pop this morning? My baby. Ho, 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 ho. All right, hold on. Let's get AMD on the 1348. This could be a good one. If the market holds up today, AMD's probably going to run. So on the 1 hour, no, that's kind of nonsense on the 1 hour. On the 5 minute, 5 minute, this thing crossed like on the 10th. Oh, wait, that was yesterday. Okay. So it did cross right around 128.05, and it is now in the pre-market at 134. So you guys can see the power of this strategy. So here's the thing. It's better to be late than wrong in the market. What this strategy is allowing you to do, yeah, it's going to get you in a little bit late, and we're going to figure out a way to make it sooner. Gabe and I were talking last night about like a way to kind of signal it quicker. Different time frames, different EMAs, but it's better to be late than wrong. If you still catch most of the move, you're doing it right. So let's see. What's his Discord? Ryan, it's on his Twitter. Have I watched Wes Christian interview the CEO of Share Intel? I have not, honestly. When I was like, we've talked about the share recount stuff, and we were talking about this yesterday. Like, I could give less of a poop about Share Intel. I don't care. It doesn't matter that they do it or somebody else does it. I just think it's very neutral or bullish in general for what we would see. Like for a recount, like it doesn't matter. Oh, also, we have not done an Ortex update yet, so we have to do that before the market opens. We have a bunch of time. We started 5 minutes early today by accident, so my bad. I did not mean to do that, but here we are. So let's see. Ortex update right here. For AMC, we have 76.59% utilization, 68.9 thousand borrowed shares. Then we have estimated short interest 17.76%, low cost to borrow. And again, we kind of went over why the cost to borrow has been so low yesterday. We know that the institutions have been buying in crazy high amounts. They've stepped up their percentage of ownership. So with that, well, we know that some of the institutions are loaning out shares. Now, if some of those institutions are like putting out those shares like available to loan out, but they aren't going out on loan because we're not seeing the crazy high like shares shorted, well, it's going to push down utilization because in that equation, in the denominator, there's just going to be more shares. You increase the denominator and you keep the numerator the same, you're going to have lower utilization. Now, when that happens, there's less scarcity in the securities lending market, so you can charge less for those shares going out. GameStop, a little bit different right now. When we come over to GameStop, their utilization went down a little bit from yesterday when supposedly they returned all those shares. But now today, they've already borrowed 38,000 shares. And that looks like it's one loan because all of these cost of borrows are the same. 16.23% estimated short interest and higher utilization. It was just at 80 though. If GameStop can continue to step up this estimated short interest, well, utilization goes up. Scarcity becomes a factor in the securities lending market. And then we see the pressure get put on a lot of these institutions with that cost to borrow. Let's see. Let's see. Do I have a video on how to buy a day trade call or put? Not really, but we kind of do it all the time over here. So if you guys want to learn, we did it yesterday with the SPY. Somebody was asking, they're like, "Do you have an actual example of like using 1348?" And I just saw it on the SPY. I was like, "Let's just do it. Might as well." And then we absolutely crushed it. If we held those contracts, we would have made like 300%. But I was like, "This is kind of nonsense. I'll take my 60% and leave." Interview has more meat on the bones than just account. Thank you, Nate. I got to take a look at that then. Also, for everybody filtering in right now, if you guys don't mind hitting that like button, just helps out with the algo a little bit. Amy, just coming down for a little bit. No, hold on now. Spy's getting a little bit of action here. Spy coming down. This could be another day for SPY puts. Who knows? Who knows? We're going to have to see what happens in the morning. Again, with these intraday SPY puts, I'm going to be looking for that 50 MA test. I'm also going to have it up on the right over here on my trading view with the SPY on the 5 minute with the 1348 to just kind of see what's going on. Right now, the 5 minutes not saying puts, but if it starts to come down, like it's doing now, especially as the market opens, you can get in a little bit earlier. So everything's kind of getting a little bit of selling volume here. SPY coming down, GME down 0.11, Amy coming down a little bit for kind of no reason. Hold on, I saw somebody was saying that there was a silly Gasparino tweet. Let's see. Dave Lauer tweeted, Citadel Securities has taken its first outside investor ever for 1.15. Okay, so he just tweeted the news. Citadel Securities tweeted, and they left their comments on again. That's hilarious. They should probably not do that. Um, but let's see. What did Asperino tweet? Let's see. I guess there goes the 8 thesis that Kenny G is going to jail. Sequoia Capital in Paradise 1.15 bit. Ow, how, bro. This dude is crazy. This dude is a wild boy. How would you feel if you bought Nicosia at 3-ish bucks? Don't sleep on AMPG. Legit bunch of buys, but nobody's selling. There you go. Did I miss you talk about the supposed Citadel merger? So it's not a merger. What Sequoia is doing is they're trying to prepare, most likely, they're trying to get a bit of the action in Paradigm for when Citadel Securities wants to IPO. Now, if their business structure at some point puts Citadel Securities, Citadel the market maker, and all of that company under the same umbrella, well, then you're gonna have public disclosures of everything in there. They're traded everything. Like when you look at like revenues from trading, like position size, it's gonna be like you're gonna get a lot more information into exactly what they're doing and how what they're doing works. Which I don't see how they would want that unless Ken wants a massive liquidity event by raising a bunch of money from the public, which I don't think his IPO would go very well. I just like, you saw Robinhood's IPO and then look what they're doing now. Like, come on. This is not, oh, Nvidia. Like, come on. We saw what happened with Robinhood. What's Robinhood doing right now? They're sub 15. Like people hate Citadel more than they hate Robinhood. So I don't know. Like, that's kind of nonsense. They're like, oh, we might IPO. Like, probably not the best time to do that, guys. My calls are clapped, says Dante. On what? I think Ken Griffin is looking for a way out and would use this to try to escape jail. Why would that help him escape jail? It really wouldn't help him escape jail. Like, you can take outside investment, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to go to jail. Like, somebody like could invest in my YouTube business and value it at some crazy number, but that's not going to mean that if I like go out and commit a crime that I'm not going to jail. Oh, SDV synthetic ankles. What's going on, man? All right. Let's see what we got over here. Gasparino, you big dummy. Hold on, I'm going to tweet something. All right. Oh boy. That's so funny. They can't help themselves from being idiots. They just can't. They just can't. Like they never can. I don't know why they can't help themselves from being complete idiots. Like you saw what happened with Hood. Like they ran it up and now it's tanking. Uh 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 uh. uh. Let's see here. All right. How's everybody doing this morning? What time's the Fed talk? I believe it's at 10. I believe we are seeing Powell at 10. So we will stream that if we can, if it's going to be streamed. I think it should be. If not, we'll be getting the alerts and we'll see what happens when the market starts to move. But based off some of those, let's see if we got any news. Nothing. Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan may go into mortgages, small business loans. Oh boy, we've seen that before. We need some type of bounce soon to let people know the move is still alive. I would have to disagree, Austin. I mean, we saw the move. Remember, you saw it in the after hours when GME released that news. We just got it. So, and all the stocks are moving together. You're still looking at the price to kind of make it like say whether or not the play is still alive. And I don't like subscribe to that type of thinking. I just don't. All right, SPY coming down. This could be a SPY put day. Rut-row or QQQ. Less time, a little bit more flippiness going along. Maybe we'll go for QQQ today. Who knows? Who knows what we'll see? Let's see. Ho ho! What's up, Henry? How you guys doing? Hopefully everybody's having a good morning. Whew! It's gonna be a fun day. It's gonna be a fun day. SV, I bought a bunch of ankle oil from you. Okay, well, that's weird because I don't sell ankle oil. That's kind of strange. Let's see. Let's see here. All right. Hold on. What's it looking like on the 5 minute now? The 13's coming down. 13's coming down. Looks like it wants to cross the 48. I don't know. This could be a little bit of a spy put day. Don't think anyone expected AMC to go to these depths ever. Admittedly, it's deflating. Have you got any words of encouragement? Not selling, but just want to hear your thoughts. Again, guys, why are we using the price to determine whether or not the play is alive or not? Have the shorts covered? No. Is the company continuously getting better fundamentally? Yes. Are all the like? Here's the thing: GameStop last week, when we saw that move in the after hours, showed us something very, very important. They are still messing with all of these stocks in whatever basket they're using to short them. They're all bundled up. So if one of them goes, they all go. So until we start to see one of those stocks go and none of the other ones move, or we don't see these crazy volatile moves in AMC, it's still very much alive. Because like if they're not messing with it anymore, then they're out and they don't care. But the fact that they're still messing with it, we see these crazy price movements. We see the companies continuously getting better. We see all the bots and FUD. It's like they're just trying to scare you. That's how I view it. Like that's really all it is. Why does it help us to get a share count of AMC? It's neutral or bullish. Because here's the thing: if we get a share count, we get a better understanding of okay, how many shares could potentially be out there. Now, if that number comes out crazy high, what are people going to think? Well, they're messing with it like 100%. People receive more conviction in what the research we've been doing, like more conviction in the research that we've been doing. And people are like, all right, well, they still have to cover all of these crazy high amounts of shares. The other thing is, though, is if it comes out with nothing, which I think is highly unlikely with the amount of failure to delivers that we saw in 2021, the amount of wildness that we've seen on the option chain and the derivatives market, that even if nothing was wrong and the count came back as normal, which this isn't like an Adam Aaron count coming in and being like, oh yeah, like this is the count. No, that's not that. It's a third party count because Adam Aaron's always going to come out and be like, yeah, it's 513 million shares. That's not what we're saying. But if it comes out from like a third party source that, there's way more shares out there. But even if it didn't, we have a company that is trading well below its fundamental value right now that is still heavily overshorted. And we know that it's linked to other stocks that also have crazy amounts of potential naked or synthetic shorting and manipulation going on with it. So we would still be in the same place, looking good, like the same. It would still be a very, very solid thing to be looking at. That's how I view it. Just bought 100 more shares. There you go. Everything is turning red again. Fun. Well, if it does, you know where I'll be. S&P puts. That's where I'll be. Let's see. Do I own the shares or synthetics? Do I contact my broker? They're not going to tell you anything. Even if you did, the broker's not going to be like, oh, yeah, you own synthetics. No. Let's see. Do I have a range for what you think the current fundamental value of AMC should be right now? Higher than whatever it is right now. I would say at least 30. At least 30. USV, both run-ups in January and June were after having the stock market closed on Mondays. Isn't the stock market closed next Monday? And isn't 121 an expiration for options? Perfect setup. Jordan, you are actually right about that. I forgot about that. That's pretty interesting. Now, correlation versus causation, who knows? But yes, you got to think about the culmination of events, everything kind of coming together in concert to really create a next big move. And it is looking like we are like kind of lining up how we saw everything kind of go last time. Is a little bit delayed. Yeah, it is a little bit delayed. But again, like the thing is that nothing's guaranteed. So yeah, the potential for this option chain and what we're seeing is crazy. But we need to see a move to break out of this range in order to be like, yeah, the market makers are going to start hedging. Because if it hangs around these levels right now, they don't have to. Like what we've been saying, like when they sell a bunch of puts and sell a bunch of calls, well, they can maintain that delta neutral status without actually going out into the market and hedging with shares. Let's see. Let's see here. I think that's where people are right now. Scared. We haven't been down this low for a long time. Roundup. True. But the last time we came down to 2080 and then we ripped back to 32. Then we came back down to 2080, pop back up. Like we're just kind of hanging around these levels. And the market's really weak. Like, yeah, the market's not really going to be the determining factor in whether or not we're really going to start to get going. But at the same time, it's like, well, if the market's going to poop itself, like it's going to be hard for us to get going. GME going to 100. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. What do you think will happen to Lucid today? I'm hoping it gets a little bit of a bump. I mean, it's up 0.65%, but it is selling off from the pre-market high at 43. I mean, I've got some weekly calls. Hopefully, we're going to get some action on those. I mean, I have some apples for next week that could be decent. Apple only up 0.21 now with the market selling off. I mean, again, if I need to hedge with some SPY puts, I will. Let's see what happens, though. Bless you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. He's got Rona. Honestly, guys, I probably do. It would not shock me at all. Ethan says, guys, we're down cents right now. Relax. Yeah, I mean, people are going to get worried. I get it. It sucks to see what, like, this is the thing that, here's the other thing. Once we see this next price, like what next boom, remember, everybody should know this by now. Amy can just start popping. GameStop can just start popping at any given time. And when that happens, everybody starts to be like, yeah, it's great. You can't really be like that. Like, we're going to see big moves up and big moves down. But we know that it can just go like at any time. It can just go whoop, right back up. So we're just waiting for that next spike. I'll rephrase. Powell will likely crush the market again. It's possible to price in what he's going to say at the Fed meeting coming up at the end of January. So if he does that, I'm going to be right there ready for some SPY puts. But SPY is it's flat in the pre-market, only up 9 cents now. GME down 1.26, Amy down 2.33, Apple only up 0.15. Looks like things are going to be a little bit wonky going into the market open today. CDC says you can catch it from watching live streams on YouTube. Yeah. Let's see here. Anything crazy? Oh, we got to look at the option chain too, because there are some more things piling up here. Okay, so on the option chain right now Amy popped up a little bit here. Only down 1.84 now. So option chain right now, there's 102,000 contracts in the money, and there's 569,000 contracts out of the money. Now for the puts, well, that came down a little bit, 88,000 contracts in the money. So it's starting to stretch out now. It's starting to get that little bit of a stretch where the puts are coming down, the calls are coming up. It's pulling away from that delta neutral status that the market makers need to have. Now, is that enough? No, not yet. But there's 569,000 contracts out of the money. Now, where are they concentrated? So let's take a look. Are we going to see any more really close to the money contracts? Well, we have 8,000 at 25. We have a decent amount leading up to 30. There's 19,000 at 30. That's a decent amount. If we started to run up to 30, well, that would be really decent. And I think that could really shake the market makers and get them back to hedging. Because look at all the puts leading up to 30. That's a lot. If we run to 30, the puts run out of the money, the calls run in the money. That's a big shift in the delta neutral status that the market makers currently have. It's a big shift. So when we see that type of stuff start to happen, well, we see any sort of run, even to like 26. 26 would be decent. So let's see, running up to 26, what would that do? Yeah, even running back up to 26 would put a lot of pressure on these market makers right now. Because if it gets outside of the motherfucker, sorry. YouTube's going to hate my language today. So if it starts to run outside of that little range where the option chain starts to spread and stretch like we're seeing it start to do right now, well, then they can't sell enough puts in order to get back to that directionally neutral status. And that's when they start hedging. And that's when we see the price movement start to come up. So let's see what happens. It's only Tuesday of this week. We got 2 weeks until the big expiration date next week. Let's see what happens with it. So GME right now, down 1.48. Amy down 2.11. SPY is flat, or it's down a penny. Lucid coming down. Ooh, going to be an interesting day today. Ho, antics. Bought 3,000 shares at 5, been holding 6, currently holding 500 $145 strike contracts. That is wild, buddy. All right. Somehow the MACD came off, so we're going to need to put that back on there. I want that back. MACD, where'd you go, buddy? Bing bong. All right, here we go. Good morning, Vixen, everyone. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? YouTube does not care about language. They do. Yeah, sometimes they do. Sometimes they'll get you. Sometimes they'll get you. We never saw AMC for 4 months over 15. Lol. I'm not even slightly worried. I had confirmation on that day in the multiple 20% days since June. Says Jordan. Attaboy. Attaboy. Let's see here. Amy down 1.76. Lucid's still green. Let's see what happens. I mean, the market's not really picking a direction right now. What's the SPY doing? Okay, so the 13's about to cross the 48 on the 5-minute with SPY. We have 34 minutes until the market opens. Let's see what happens. You've been doing AMC covered calls every week since September. Caleb, you're probably doing real good since September, but watch out. You're playing with fire. What's max pain for this week? I believe it's 24, but with the amount of contracts that came in yesterday, might be 23, honestly. Hold on, let's look. Yeah, 23 right now, max pain on Amy. So let's see. Dun dun dun. Doesn't look like does it look like the volume is decreasing again? No. Right now in the pre-market on Webull alone, there's 159,000. Which on TD you should be seeing a lot more. 59,000 in premiums collected. Just wish I had not lost half of it on SPY puts last year. Caleb, happens, buddy. It happens to the best of us. What's max pain? 23. Let's see. I love that this 27-year-old retail trader like winning over Robinhood right now. It's funny. I love that. I love that so much. Oh wait, hold on. Andrew Sorkin, I like your show Billions, but you can go do you know what to my new yo what? Do you know what to my you know what? We are proud to announce. I don't know why. No, what does max pain mean? Oh, max pain is the price that the most amount of calls and puts expire worthless. So it hurts options buyers and benefits option sellers. So institutions and market makers and hurts basically retail. You hold 1,080 shares and I was up 50K in June and only $20 right now. Tell me something to make me feel better. Austin, I've been telling you, I've been it's the same thing that I've been saying. Like it's my opinion, not over. And it's the same things that I've been saying. Have they moved together? Yeah, they're all screwing with them again. Are they still trying to push all these stocks down when they're continuously getting fundamentally better? Yes. And are you in the fight for the right reasons? Are you in it for the money? Yeah, everybody is. But you're also using your money as a ticket to say F you to what's going on with the system to try to fight exactly what's going on. Let's see. Yeah, what's this dude spamming? You're not funny, bro. Like, it's not a funny thing. Like, I bet you think you're real clever with that comment right there. Like, you think, haha, very funny. No. SPY YOLOs today? I don't know. We might. We got to see what happens. We got to see what it gives us. So we've got, yes, stop spamming, says the spammer. All right. Yeah, I did. I'm gonna ride it out without selling. However, you can probably see why I come in frustrated at times. Austin, I completely get it, man. I completely get it. Let's see here. All right. We have 31 minutes until the market opens. It's going to be a fun one. Everything's kind of acting a little bit wonky right now. So let's see what we get. Why are you using the 50, 100, and 200? Assuming you have a private trading chart on a different screen. Oh, okay. I like the 50, 100, and 200 just to kind of give us like a range of where things trade. And if it's in the range, it just kind of bounces around with these averages. If it breaks above or below, and then retest the upper or lower end and then rejects or finds support, well, then you can kind of pick a direction of where the stock is going to go. The private chart, it's not private, it's right here. This is what I look at. So this has the 200 EMA, the 13 EMA, and the 48 EMA, and then the 30 MA on it, and then a MACD. So, I mean, it's not private. I'll show you guys. It's like just another chart. So it's just for confirmation. I just look at the chart in two different ways. So I'm using that to just not to get as much information I can about the pattern that I'm seeing. Oh, we got the mass gang coming in. There you go. I only have 207 shares of AMC. Wish I could have more. Hey, man, let's see if we can make some trades today to get you some more shares. We crushed it yesterday. I feel like they're more afraid of the gamma ramp next week rather than losing out on the call put max paying premium. Yeah, it's the same difference. Remember Melvin went on the news to say they closed their short on GME on Friday. Yeah, they didn't close their short at all. What's up, everybody? How are we doing? Welcome to the Mass Gang coming in. Hopefully, you guys had fun on TMI stream. We got 29 minutes until the market opens. Here we go. Also, for everybody new filtering in right now, make sure you guys hit that like button. Just helps out with the algo a little bit. We are going to get some Powell stuff today. So, all you Powell crackheads, we're going to be getting some Powell. You'll get your Powell fix. So, let's see what happens today with Powell. Hopefully, we can get some fun things going on here. Let's see. Do you think the Citadel news will affect the market today? No. Come on, STV. When Spy YOLO? You guys really like the Spy YOLOs, huh? We did 2 of them yesterday and they both hit. So let's see if we can get one today. I don't know. The thing is I'm probably yesterday was a little bit wonky and today's not a 0 data expiration day. So like I'm not really all that jazzed up about YOLOing on Spy today. I need to see a lot out of Spy in order to get into a trade. If not, I'm just going to ride out what I have and maybe play something else that's moving. What time's Powell? I think it's 10. Weeble or TradingView. This is Weeble, and then the other charts are on TradingView. Good morning, Vix. What's up, Bliss? How you doing? Neo might look like a good play for the 1348. Let me look. On the 5-minute, Ryan? Yeah. Yeah, puts would be good. What's it down right now? 0.35. We could watch that one. What about like Microsoft and Nvidia? I mean, AMD was getting a little bit of a pop, so you could see a sympathy out of Nvidia. So hold on, how's AMD still holding up in the pre-market? Up 1.15%. So still looking good. What's Nvidia looking like over here? Down. Qualcomm, let's see. Probably down, yeah, 0.44. So this could be a little bit of a wonky day. SPY is still selling right now, down 20 cents in the pre-market. So let's see what happens with the market open today. They're probably really, honestly, they're probably going to wait for any type of statement from Powell surrounding the balance sheet. That's what we're looking at because we kind of already know the deal about rate hikes. If he makes a comment about the balance sheet, that's what we're going to be looking at. Oh, what's up, Long? How you doing? Let's see. What do we got? BBIG. It's probably down. It looks like we're going to get a Cryptide announcement too soon, which for BBIG, that's going to be huge. Once they announce that and that little spinoff deal, BBIG could go nutty. Why is GME falling? Same reason that it always does. They're attacking it. Who's selling GME right now with all the stuff that they have coming through? You saw the reaction on that potential Wall Street Journal article, which looks like it's fake. SPY really coming down. Interesting. So down 35 cents, 0.08%. I don't know. It went from green to red in the pre-market. This could get interesting, everybody. So let's see. Citadel is selling a stake. Trouble with money to cover some stuff here, Kenny? No, what they're mainly doing, I think they're setting up for IPO. That's mainly what they're doing. They're trying to set up the best way that they can to IPO. Kenny might be selling off a little bit of a stake just to kind of like cash out a little bit. But I think they're looking because they needed like a specific valuation aside from what the underwriters are going to give it, I think. So they're valued right now, the market making side at 22 billion, which I think is a little bit low. Did I watch Lou's video today? No, I did not. These clowns borrowed 5 million shares this morning. I don't see that anywhere. Are you looking at that? Maybe that's Interactive Brokers that you're looking at. Love your energy and enthusiasm. Can't wait to tune in here when AMC squeezes. Oh, I'm going to be going nuts on that next run up. Crazy. All right. SPY still coming down. GME down 1.26. AME down 2. BBIG down 0.87. It's going to be a wild day. Gonna be a wild day, people. Also, for everybody filtering in right now, make sure you guys hit that like button. Come on now. What are we doing over here? What are we doing? What are we doing, huh? All right. Let's see. Yeah. Also, the other Robin Hood thing, they were trying to like get rid of the lawsuit in what do you call it, in Florida, and literally they cited like they basically said if the temporary limits that they put the PCO were publicly disclosed and therefore not deceptive. If I tell you to your face I'm going to commit an act of fraud and then I then commit that illegal act of fraud to you, that does not mean it's no longer illegal because I told you I was going to do it. It's nonsense. He's right. They started borrowing at 4 a.m. this morning. That's definitely not retail. Absolute nonsense over there, huh? Like, come on now. That's what they're going to do? They're going to borrow at 4 a.m. when nobody's awake and try to push it down, and then it comes up into the green in the pre-market. Come on, this is nonsense. A Stonko tracker shows they borrowed 5 million shares this morning. Did they? Did they now? Let's see. I don't see that. More info? No, I don't see it here. Maybe you'd have to be up that early to see it, but this does not look like they borrowed 5 million shares this morning. They were returned already? Well, that's nonsense. That's kind of nonsense. They're borrowing it and then returning it right away. Why would they do that? Let's see. Selling at 4 a.m. Yeah, they could. They borrowed and then returned them. Why? Like, oh, SPY still coming down. Down 40 cents, 0.09%. Let's see what happens here. The market open is going to be a little bit volatile today. I appreciate the stream. Keep up the great work. Do you still think Prague is a short squeeze player or more of a long-term investment? Okay, so Prague needs to announce some of their partnerships to really get it going. Now, Prague has been absolutely hammered. I no longer have that Prague position that I had. Those calls that were in July. Let me see what's going on with Prague and their short interest. Let's see. I mean, with the price action, it should be stepping up now. 92% utilization, pretty high cost to borrow, but we've seen the short interest a lot higher than it was. So are they covering? And they might be, but they're not really. I mean, the price action isn't really saying that they're covering. They're still pushing it down. So who knows what's going on with Prague right now? I haven't really taken a deep look into it. I would see what True Demon is saying over there on Twitter. The price of GME options makes my head spin. Oh, they are really expensive. FUD, says Ricardo. Let's see. Yeah, the GME options are going to like typically just be more expensive. Like just because the stock is more expensive. Like when we look at these options right here, in the IV, I believe is going to be a little bit higher. Not really. I mean, look at these options though. They're so expensive. So expensive. Like across the board, they're expensive. And that's why we don't see GME with that big of a gamma ramp. Like you just don't see it because the options are so expensive. Now, here's the thing with AMC. I thought after June, it was going to be a lot harder to get that gamma ramp going just because of the price action that we saw. I thought the option chain was going to be jacked forever, and it's not, which is interesting to see. You still see a lot of cheap calls on AMC's option chain, which leads to this nonsense over here. 102,000 contracts in the money with 569,000 contracts out of the money. Remember, we were saying that the out of the money contracts could get up to 600, 700,000 contracts when it was like 300,000 out of the money. So we're looking like we're going to get there right here. Now, are we going to see those contracts really benefit us? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. Snagging 40K shares of BBIG when the market opens. Lee, there you go. Where's this nonsense coming in again? Hold on. We got nonsense coming in. Let's see. So my shares and repurchase on IEX. Mark, not a bad way to do it. Thoughts on Fed Reserve Vice Chair resignation? What was that? Clarita? They're all getting hit here. They're all getting hit. They all did it. I would see what happens with Powell. Powell did it. They all did it. And when Powell came out, he was like, "Oh, I didn't think this was gonna be that. Like everybody was gonna do this." It's like he literally is just saying, "Oh, I didn't think everybody was gonna have the same idea that I did." Like it's nonsense. Shill's out in full force today. Oh yeah, bring him to me. Bring him to me. I will slap them right in the face with my words. Let's see. All right, let's see what we got. Thoughts on NLY? I don't really know about that one. NLY. What's this thing? $8 calls. This. I mean, it's at 7.98. You're probably gonna be fine. Astro had a video about them borrowing and returning the same day. Guess it messes with the cost of borrow and stuff. It can. I think the more reasonable explanation that I tried to showcase in my video that we've been talking about for a while is just the institutions are buying. The institutions are buying shares, and those are going to be the ones that are most of the time going to be putting up those shares on loan. Now, if those shares actually aren't going out on loan, we're just going to have a giant basket of shares that a lot of institutions like are willing to put on loan, but they're not getting taken out on loan right now. So it's messing with the utilization. In the cost to borrow rate is literally at its most basic form, just a reflection of the supply and demand of shares in the securities lending market. If there's less shares, there's scarcity, then you could start to step up the cost to borrow because people are going to be more willing to pay that cost to borrow because they need to get their hands on more shares. Yeah, that also could be a problem with the borrowing quickly and returning. But in my mind, it more has to do with, well, they've sent the utilization lower. And the cost to borrow is just going to be lower based on there just being more shares available at any given time. Let's see. Spy puts today? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. We crushed it on spy puts yesterday, so let's see what happens. Don't worry, I'm here, says Jason. Hey, man, I'm happy that you're here. Shout out to everybody coming in here, just kind of hanging out, showing positive vibes. That's what we want to see. Amy popping up a little bit, down 1.67, 38 cents. Spy's trying to make a little bit of a move here. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Apple's flat. Hedgy, the apes are coming for you. Yep. January 19th is my bananaversary. There you go. Unusual whales proved our government is corrupt. Yeah, didn't they all beat the S&P? Like, that's reckless. They all beat the S&P last year. It was so funny. Oh, happy birthday, S&P. Oh, thanks, but it's not my birthday. Let's see here. All righty. Anyone in an hour? I'm not, but that IPO was done pretty well, and it's coming back up. Oops, I think it's. How's it doing in the pre-market? We were looking to play Chase the VIX on that one. Nah, this one got hit yesterday. I don't know. This is kind of following the track record of a lot of what IPOs do recently. They open up pretty strong, but there's just not enough demand at those higher prices to continue having that inflated price. But Amy right now is at 22.39. Spy is kind of hanging around down in the lows right now. GME down 1.7 for pretty much no reason. As always, congrats on becoming a father. Appreciate it, even though I'm not a dad. Let's see. Mad love for all you apes. LFG, we're not leaving, says the Subi sickness. There you go. Does SSR rule apply during pre-market as well? It should, but we're not on SSR. So let's see. Serious question. Why is Citadel taking outside money? Most likely they're trying to prepare for a potential IPO. That's how I view it. They don't need the money. They're just they're getting Sequoia to back them so that when they go to do an IPO, Sequoia is going to fight for them and be like, yeah, we want this company to IPO. That's how I view it. I keep hearing about AVCT. Is it a short squeeze potential? Yeah, Sam's been in AVCT for a little bit. How's it going right now? It's all right. AVCT kind of bounces around in this like 220 to 250 range. That's what we've kind of seen when we pull it up. Let's see. I got an idea. Let's pretend it's your birthday and run 35% today. That would be awesome. My YouTube birthday, we ran 20%. So we just need it to be my birthday again, I guess. And then we can get going. The Great Reset is upon us. It could be. I don't know. When we start to see the market freak out, guys, we already know the market's gonna freak out due to these rate hikes. All right, Spy coming down again, down 43 cents. Amy holding up here. GME kind of coming up a little bit, but let's see what happens. GME is on SSR. That could be interesting. Is it now? Yep. Now the trigger price for today is 118. Can they push it down there? I don't know. But yeah, hold on. Let me get this back to Amy. and get this over here because this is where I like it. Let's see here. Oh, Amy getting a little action here. Come on. Citadel's going to IPO, puts on that. Yeah, Citadel's back. Oh, yeah, it's going to be it's going to be ridiculous. If they don't need the money, why would they ever cover? Because Citadel the market maker is Citadel is not I'll come out and say this right now. Citadel the hedge fund, I don't think is short AMC. They might be, but if they were, here's the thing, if they were and they were bailing out Melvin, you could literally get them for a RICO case under the RICO statute. They've done it before with naked short selling. So if you pop them under the RICO statute, you can get everybody. You can get Kenny, you can get their lawyers, you can get literally everybody if it really becomes that big of an issue, which it is for what happened back in January. But it doesn't make sense. This is one of the things that I think in one of Mark Cahote's videos that or interviews, I think was really, really important. And here's what it is. Citadel comes out and Melvin Capital is failing. Melvin is failing. Now they come out along with Point 72 and give them Melvin a bunch of money. Why do they care about Melvin Capital succeeding? Why? They could have given that money to Robinhood in order to let them continue trading of everything and let everything play out. Why are they giving money to Melvin rather than Robinhood, who they already do a lot of business with? Why? That's a really, really good question that needs to get answered. Leave Rico alone. He suffered enough. No, that's not, it's the Rico statute. But think about that. Why would they give money to Melvin and not Robinhood that they already do a bunch of business with? They almost let Robinhood fail. It was very, very close. Why would they do that? That's one of their biggest revenue sources right there. Melvin's not giving them that source of revenue. Robinhood is. So why bail out Melvin? Now, the reason for it, which I think is the real reason why they've done this, is Citadel Securities, the market maker, not the hedge fund, got in such deep trouble, which is what we've been saying. It's not the hedge fund, it's the market maker, in such deep trouble for what they had to do in terms of their market making activities in January by taking the other side of all of those trades. Think about it. There's so much volume coming in on GameStop and AMC and a lot of these other stocks at really, really low levels, and they may not have been able to get the shares in time in order to fill those orders. So what do? They use their legal ability to naked short. So they're naked shorting. Let's say they're doing it on GME at 80 because there's so much volume. Then the stock price goes above 400. Now they technically have open naked short positions at 80, 100, 150. They're continuously doing it all the way up the staircase. So when you see that happen, and then Citadel gets to the point where GameStop's at 4 something, and they are so wildly in deep shit at their market maker because they've gotten themselves into that situation from their market making activities, then they need to help Melvin out and get them back on course. Because if they end up having to keep covering, then they're screwed. And if Robinhood ends up not PCOing and people keep buying, the stock was going over 1,000. That's what happened. That is the story right there. That is why they bailed out Melvin and not Robinhood. Because they were so screwed on the naked shorting that they were doing, most likely legally, but then it became illegal because they weren't able to close out those. Maybe they were able to close out those FTD, those potential FTDs within the T6 because they cut off the buy button and it came back down to 40, and then it rockets back up. So what is that right there? This is the thing that we all need to think about. A year, go to the year chart. GameStop rips, PCO right here. Citadel starts bailing out Melvin, and then Robinhood and everybody else cuts the buy button. Now what happens? Well, it tanks because there's no demand. And then it comes back down here. How many days is this right here? This is on the daily chart. So it comes here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Starts to spike here. It hits a high of $95. That's the initial cover on Citadel's FTDs. Now, they probably still have some kicking around, but the new shorts that we're getting in on GameStop are still making some money. Now it comes down all the way around here, and then it happens again. Then it starts ripping up again. Then it starts to come down, then it rips up again. So it's the same thing. It's just all of these FTDs getting closed out that the market maker is creating just because there's not enough shares out there to basically handle that volume. That's what happened. So that's the story here that needs to be told. Ho ho, 10 minutes until market open, everybody. Ho 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 ho. Here we go. Come on, market, wake up. Pokes with a stick. Here we go, everybody. All right. Yeah, for everybody new filtered in right now, if you guys don't mind hitting that like button on the stream, just helps out with the algorithm. We have 10 minutes until the market opens. Amy down 1.5, Gme down 1.2, Spy down 0.38. Let's see how Apple's doing with all this nonsense going on. Apple just went red. How's Lucid doing? Probably in the red right now. Yep. This is going to be an interesting day. Let's see. Not enough volume and buying pressure to move AMC or Gme. Right now, there's not. But when it does come back, they get screwed. Because if the volume comes back above like 500 million, 600 million, there's not enough shares circulating out that are getting traded that the market maker can use to take the other side of these trades. It just isn't possible. So that's what's really going on here. Gonna hold my last 100 shares until I see a phone number. There you go, Eric. We only need a small step to bring back the volume, says Simon. You're 100% correct, my man. 100% correct. 10:30 a.m. We find out what's going to happen today. All hinges on Powell. I think it's at 10. I thought I saw it being at 10. So let's see. Let me take a look. Fed chair nominations. What time is it? Here we go. Let's see if I can get a time. For the Committee on Banking, Housing, Urban Affairs, January 11th. Watch live. Let's see. Oh, when's it coming up, though? I feel like I can just go on their YouTube channel and just be like, this is going to be an interesting day. There could be a lot of money that could be made out here with the Fed today. With Jerome Powell talking. Hold on, let me look. This could be interesting. Why isn't it showing me where it is? This is nonsense. How do you play Neo at market open? It already crossed 13 to 48 on the 5-minute pre-market. Market open is where I usually mess up. Yeah, Ryan, you got to wait. That's the thing. You got to like wait a little bit to just be like, oh yeah, Amy getting a little bit of action here in the pre-market. Spy's coming back up. I don't know, everybody. I think it's going to be a very, very volatile market open. Very, very volatile market. Powell speaks at 10. That's what I thought. Feels like the Fed is watching us. No. They're not that crazy. I'm trying to watch it live, but like trying to get the link. If anybody has the link to the Federal Reserve like YouTube channel, because that's usually where they stream it. Oops. Okay, let's see. I'll find it once the time comes, but we'll see. Let's see. C-Sams, thank you so much for the super. I appreciate that, man. I'm 100% sure that we win, but retail has absolutely no way to influence the price anymore. You can buy 100 million shares, doesn't matter, goes into FTD. I might sneeze here. This could get interesting. So I'm trying to not sneeze, but I think that's where we're headed. Oh, no sneeze. All right. Yes and no. If retail is going to buy to a lit exchange, which is what a lot of people should be doing right now, so we don't have to go through Citadel and all these other like internalization avenues, which is going to limit price discovery, then yes, we could. But here's the thing. I was thinking about this the other day. Retail needs to buy like 50 million shares back because institutions increase their position by like 10%. What is 10% of the float? It's like 50 million shares. Now, how much is that? Well, say there's like 4 million retail investors right now. That's like 15 shares a person-ish. In order to get that ownership percentage back to where we want it to be, that could then jack up the utilization. Now, that's just looking at if there's no like messing around going on. There definitely is. So let's see. Sing Frozen. I don't know, man. I've gravitated to SV's channel for open. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. But please no hate on other creators. Sing Frozen again? Nah, she's doing good without me singing Frozen right now. Amy's coming back up without me singing Frozen. Let's see what happens at market open, though. We got 6 minutes, everybody. Here we go. See the 1 billion deal Citadel just announced, got cash and got rearmed? Not really. They have the money. Like, they already have the money, guys. They're making so much money unless the volume starts to go crazy. See, they're gonna make all like enough money on the volume of trading up to a certain point, like a last January event or a June event when all those FTDs get created because there's not enough shares for them to come in with and just take the other side of the trade. When maintenance, man, I don't know. Sometimes it feels like the Fed is watching me. I don't know. Watch live. See, I want to watch this live, but like, come on. So we're gonna get Jerome Powell in 35 minutes. Here we go. This is gonna get interesting, people. We got 5 minutes until market opens. Let's see what's gonna happen with the SPY. I'm probably not going to do anything until we get something from Powell. Because if he says stuff that's going to spook the market or that's going to rally the market, well, whatever position that you take on either side is going to get screwed. You got to get lucky and pick it right. And I'm not trying to be lucky with it. I'm trying to, it's better to be late than wrong again. You think Powell's going to crash the market with this statement? Nah, his whole deal is to not crash the market. M. Creeks, what did you send to me? What did you send to me, M. Creeks? Let me see. The what do you call it? Let's see. Oh yeah, we're gonna get this up. I can't use the link though. If it's on my phone, I can't see it. I can't use the link. Morning brief. Oh yeah, thank you. We're gonna get a lot of what do you call it? It's all gonna hinge on Powell today. So Powell is gonna be the big driver of market moves today. SPY's coming back to flat. We got 4 minutes until market opens. We got GME popping up a little bit. Amy down 1.67. GME down 0.88. Lucid flat in the pre-market right now. Let's see what direction things are gonna take today to see if the banks are gonna or the big money's gonna. You want the brief? All right, I'll read some of it. Sorry, I just got a funny text. It's true though. All right, so. In his prepared remarks, Mr. Powell said the Fed will use all its tools to prevent higher inflation from becoming entrenched. Investors will tune in for any specific questions on policy normalization. On a related note, Fed Vice Chair Clarita plans to resign from the Board of Governors. Then some other stocks. Treasury market 2-year yield is up 3 basis points, while the 10-year yield is down 1 basis point. Interesting. That could drive things a little bit wonky today with TLT. General news, Senate Banking Committee releases remarks from the Fed Chairman Jerome Powell ahead of the confirmation hearing, link at 10 a.m. Mr. Powell will say that the Fed will use all tools to prevent higher inflation from becoming entrenched. The key thing that you got to look out for in this Fed thing is balance sheet. Is like, how are they going to be shrinking the balance sheet? That's really what we got to look for. Biden wants a bill passed. Clarita, and then some other news. Apple has gained serious talks about carrying MLB games next season. Interesting. That's probably not going to move the stock, though, so not helping my calls for next week. Amy coming up a little bit here, down 1% right now. GME down 0.84. SPY's kind of rejecting off of the 50 right now. So typically, I don't really put that much weight on the SPY pre-market moves, but this is kind of what we see typically. And if we see this during the market today, I'm going to be getting puts. Reject off the 50, new low. Comes up, rejects off the 50. Is it going to make a new low? I don't know. We got 2 minutes, though, until the market is going to open. Here we go. Why has the cost of borrow increasingly been going down? It has to do with, in my mind, this is how it has to do with. Well, this is what I made the video about yesterday. So if you guys didn't see that, make sure you guys go take a watch. But it has to do with institutions buying more shares, because institutions are going to be loaning out some shares. So if they buy more shares, which they've done, they've bought more shares from us, they've stepped up their institutional ownership percentage to like 30%. Now, those numbers could be wrong. It's very possible, but either way, they've stepped up their institutional ownership percentage. It's higher than it was back in June. So now with that, they're going to increase the basket of shares that are available to get loaned out. Now, those shares aren't actually getting loaned out right now. They're just not. So when you look at the utilization equation, it's just shares out on loan versus shares they're willing to loan. Now, if the shares that are out on loan are the same and the denominator gets bigger, well, the utilization comes down. And the securities lending market is literally just a reflection of scarcity and supply and demand. That's what the cost to borrow reflects. So if there's not a lot of scarcity, well, it's not going to cost you as much to get that good. And in this situation, it's the shares that are going out on loan. Keith, thank you so much for the super. I really appreciate that, man. Morning SUV, red or green. This would be a great day to buy and hold AMC and GME. Let's go. Here we go, Keith. We got less than a minute till market open. It should be happening right around now. Let's see what happens over here, people. Gonna be a little bit of a volatile day, but let's see how the Fed is going to move the market today. Jerome Powell is going to be making some statements. Let's see what happens. Maybe we'll do a quick flip on the SPY before Powell comes out if we start to see the market really start to get volatile. Ding, ding, ding. Here we go. SPY moving up a little bit of a green candle here. Let's see. Rejecting off of the 50 right now. GME trying to come up. It is down 0.13, pretty flat on the day. Amy getting a nice little candle up to the 200 MA on the 1 minute. Let's see. SPY moving back down, rejecting off of the 50 still. So here we go. New low. So here's what happened. We saw it test the 50 right here, new low, test the 50, new low. So if it comes back up and starts to look at it like it wants to test the 50, I might start to get in with some puts, just a quick flip them before Powell speaks today. But since it's not a zero data expiration day, I don't really like it all that much. Lucid pretty much flat. Apple slightly in the green. Let's see what's going to happen over here with Apple today. Amy coming back down to test its 50 MA, down 1.78. GME coming back down. SPY is moving down here. Let's see what's going to happen, people. Here we go. Here we go. SUV commentary is like he's at an F1 race at NASCAR. Faster, SUVs, faster. I'm trying. All right, SPY moving down here. All right, it looks like it wants to come down. Let's see what the puts are saying on SPY just to get an like a decent idea of what they're looking at. I mean, on the 1348 on the 5 minute on SPY, it is saying down. So hold on. I might get a tiny little position on SPY just to mess around. Let's see if we're going to get anything decent. So what do we want here? I'm probably going to go for these right here. Let's see. It's coming back up. What's the 1348 saying? It just crossed. So hold on. Let's see. I mean, I really don't want to get anything ahead of Powell. So let's see what happens over here. Huh. I don't know. It's better to be late than wrong, but the SPY looks like it wants to continue down. So let me see. I'll get one just for funsies. I'll get one just to play around. And then I'll scale in if it's going to do something crazy. So let's see. I got one. Let's see what happens. It did that little rejection. The 1348 is saying go down. I mean, I'm playing it small. Let's see what happens here. This is just a little quick mess around trade for Powell. Oh, there we go. Not SPY. I just got some good news. Oh, I can't read. Words are hard. I feel that. I feel that, man. All right. So I did get one of those SPY puts just kind of going on with the 1348, just kind of messing around. It expires tomorrow. I've got a little bit of time on it. This is going to be literally a little quick flip just to see what happens with the market open today. We did this yesterday. It worked out well. The 1348 is saying it's going down. SPY is now testing the 200 EMA right now. If it breaks down below, watch out below on the SPY. If it comes back up, watch these tests of the VWAP. Who knows if it's going to really get all that crazy. If not, I literally spent like $80. So AMC's coming back up a little bit here. GME, same thing. Let's see here, people. Apple not really doing too hot right now. I kind of just want that downside exposure just in case, because I do have Apple and Lucid calls. So it is kind of good to have that SPY put over here. Let's see. Not a hedge fund. What's up, man? Whew. Let's see. All right, here comes the SPY. Let's see what happens here. When our FTD's published, I think it's every 2 weeks. Oh, here comes Amy with a little bit of a pop here. SPY kind of hanging out at the lows. Amy looking to go green with a boom boom candle over here. Woo! Woo! I like that. SPY moving down. 464.27 is the low. I'm guessing that's right where the 200 EMA. Oh, it just flashed below the 200 EMA on the 5 minute. Look out below on the SPY. Let's see what happens here. Here we go. Maybe today the synthetic tendies come through. I don't know. SPY's moving down here. Ooh, there it goes. There it goes. So I have a little tiny YOLO. This literally is not going to be a big trade. I'm probably not going to be able to make as much as I did on the trade yesterday. One, I did not put as much money into it. And two, It expires tomorrow. So let's see. Aaron, thank you so much for the super. Donate to STV for dorm room upgrades. Pimp my STV. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You sound like you're calling a horse face. Isn't that better if I was sitting here just being like, it's going up. Come on, let's get excited now. We got the Fed talking today. We got SPY coming down, AMC coming up. That's exactly what we want to see over here, especially as it is today, the short interest report. It might be. I don't know though. How much are these contracts up right now? I would say 15% at the max. Ooh, 17%. These contracts are actually doing all right. So if it comes back up, test VWAP or something, I'm probably going to get out of this trade by the time Powell comes and speaks. Just saying. And then we're going to see what happens when Powell starts to talk. But these SPY puts right now are looking decent. Let's see. I didn't go in with very much. I need to start being not a little biatch. Why isn't eToro working for AMC or GME? It was doing that yesterday too. Let's see what happens here with SPY. Ooh, Amy getting a little bit of a drop there. GME down 2.29, Amy down 0.5% right here. SPY moving back up. Let's see what happens here. The energy is clutch. Thank you. We need a rant. Whoo! Somebody's Adderall script came in today. Morning, folks. Wired. I actually, I do not take Adderall, but I do take lots of energy drinks though. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Also, for everybody new filtering in right now, if you guys don't mind, just hitting that like button on the stream just helps out a whole lot with the algo. Thank you guys so much for being so supportive recently. Whew! Powell hour. Yep, we got 25 minutes until Powell. We got SPY kind of doing its thing over here. I might leave this contract just for funsies. Is it the same contract that I had yesterday? It might be. It honestly might be. Let's see. Contracts up now 7%. SPY coming back up. Let's see what happens at this VWAP test. If it blows through the VWAP, watch out on the upside on the SPY. It might start to rally back up. Amy down 0.4, GME down 1.64. So Amy looking all right with the Amy could be looking all right here. Apple coming back to life. Adderall is 10 times leverage on trading. Ooh, no, that was Apple going green. Amy down 5.8 cents right now. Ooh, SPY's struggling over here to get back up. Powell on, Powell off. We might have to do some of that today. We might have to do some more Powell on, Powell off. Downtrend before Powell talks, then up and flat after. That's what I'm thinking. So we're testing the VWAP here. Let's see what happens. What's 1348 saying? Still good. Still below the. Okay, so the 200 EMA on the 5 minutes at 464.58. So watch that. If it blows through this, that's probably right around where VWAP is too. Yeah, right here. So we did just cross above VWAP. Hold on now. 1348 is still stay in it. I mean, let's test the strategy out, see how well it works. Did they borrow 5 million AMC shares today? I mean, it might be like they might have done that, but at the same time, they also looks like they returned them. I didn't see it when I looked at Sonko Tracker, but let's see. Love your energy, Anders. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I want Powell on and off. Let's see. Aaron, thank you for the super. Give us a Ric Flair worthy. Woo! I don't think I can do it very well. It's not very good. All right. SPY kind of messing around over here. Everything's still, I mean, on the 1 minute, it looks like it wants to still come down. Same thing on the 5 minute. The MACD's pointing down, the 1348 cross. Let's see. AMC or text, please. Absolutely. Anything for you, Jack Fleming. Anything for you. Here we go. Here we go. So we got Amy just went green, as you can see over here. I like to see that. Return shares, 237,000. Borrowed shares, 207,000. Estimated short interest, 17.75. Coming up here, let's see if this 50 is going to curl up. That's what we want to see. Apple pretty much flat. What's Lucid looking like over here? The one time I like to play Lucid, and there we go, Lucid. My Apple contracts are still up about 50%. So I like that. Let's see. The SPY contracts are up 11%. Lucid contracts down 34%. But again, remember the Apple and SPYs are technically free from yesterday. All right, SPY coming down. So here's what we're seeing. We're seeing it test the VWAP and then come down and make a new low. That looks like we're going to see look out below on the SPY for a little bit. So let's see what happens here. Jack Fleming, thank you so much for the super. Anything for you, SCV. Jack, I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. All right, the SPY contracts are doing all right. I might get I'm going to keep it small. Just keep it small. Get the small wins and just kind of mess around. Bitcoin dropping. Seems like GME will squeeze soon. You know what, Davey? I like the way you think. So let's see what happens with SPY here. If it continues down and starts to make new lows, VWAP and the 50 are going to start heading down. And that's going to be decent for the SPY puts that I have right now. Amy is flat right now. GME is down 1.45. Lucid coming back down a little bit here. That's not necessarily what I want to see on my Lucid weeklies, but you know, it's free. It's completely free. I expect a small dip with the Fed talking. Seems to always be that way. Yeah, it could. Neo popping. Uh-oh. Ryan, this is why we wait. This is why we wait. Yep, Neo popping right here. So, Ryan, hopefully you didn't get into those because that's kind of what I was saying. It's like you got to wait until the market opens sometimes. With SPY, I like to use the 1348 and what I'm looking at on these averages right here. So, I like to confirm with like a couple of things to be like, all right, I like this trade. But Neo's getting up there. Amy is up. Oh, boom, boom, Gales. Here we go, people. Come on, let's get up there. Let's cross 23 and say, fuck you to the market maker. That's what we want to see. Yup. 2290. Here we go. 94, 94. Oh, here she comes with a nice little boom, boom over 23. Here we go, people. Come on. All my neighbors hate me right now, but it's fine. We're having fun. What's the high of the day? 2307. We need more than that. SPY coming down. AMC going up. Negative beta for all you negative beta folks out there. Here we go. Come on. Ooh, SPY puts are doing good here. I like that. I like to see that. What are these up now? 27%. I'll take it. Here we go. Whoo! AMC is trying to break up here. VWAP coming up. 50 coming up. Neo doing all right. GME getting a little candle here. And SPY getting a nice red candle right now. Exactly what we want to see. No betas in this chat. You know what, man? A lot of people are going to come in here and be like, why are you getting excited about a 10-cent move? I don't know. I get excited. Woo, SPY's getting a big candle here. Guys, the SPY is crying. Can't you see the tears rolling down the street? Yeah. I mean, SPY's having a tough time here, but it's not really breaking down the VWAP. These contracts are up 31% in like a couple of minutes. Welcome to the SPY trading stream. Neo is popping right here. Well, Neo could be decent on the hold on. What's it looking at on the 5-minute? I'm probably Neo. I don't want to touch anything else until Powell speaks. Like this is all right messing around with SPY right now until Powell comes on in 20 minutes. But other than that, like I don't really want to touch a whole lot. Like literally 40% now on SPY puts. Thank you. Where are the hedgy tiers? They're right here. Don't worry. I always got the hedgy tiers on deck. Always. SPY still coming down. Low of the day at 462.97. Really, really close. New low again. Oh my God. It's getting some candles over here. We are crushing it on the SPY. Get on my level, people. Just kidding. Everything was kind of confirming a SPY move to the downside. Could have put more money into it. Could have not. It's fine. I mean, it's not a 0 day to expiration day. So it's like not really a whole lot I can do with this. I could have put more money into it. Probably should have. Not going to lie. But that's kind of what I was feeling like yesterday. But in my mind right now, it's all about the small wins, stacking them up, making sure we can keep that cash balance alive. Let's see here. Jumped in Neo yesterday. I'm nervous. Calls or puts? Thank you for introducing. I love you for introducing me to SPY options. Hey, 2020, I sucked at trading SPY. Awful. But like, you just got to like kind of. Oh, Neo EMA, Roblox EMA cross up for calls. Interesting. How's Apple doing with this SPY sell-off? That's what I want to know. Apple selling off here. What's Lucid up to over here? Because Neo's ripping. Yes, Lucid's hanging up decently. So watch SPY here at these levels. Where's it saying on the 1348? Hold on. All right. It's still really pointing red. MACD pointing down. 13 is getting a little bit running away from the 48. Here we go. Here come the FOMO buyers. Oh, we could be setting up for a nice little boom here. Let's see what happens. Hold on. I want to kind of spread this out a little bit. Move it down here. 2293 on Amy. SPY coming down. Here we go, everybody. Volume is pretty big. What's the volume? Ooh, 3 million already. That is pretty big. Oh, pushing. What's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, AMC does look like it really wants to run through 23. I mean, oh my God, look at this. Hopefully people are making money on some of these SPY trades and it's not just me sitting here. Don't take what I said. Like, here's the thing. I don't want you guys to come in here and just be like, oh, you bought SPY puts. Oh, so I should buy SPY puts. Just, I want you guys to be able to look and see what I'm seeing. Like, okay, it's coming down. It tested the VWAP right here. I think this is exactly where we got into the SPY puts, that retest. And then it's now coming down and making new lows. Like what these contracts are probably already up 100% right now. Let's look. No, just kidding. 60% right now. Still really good. Really, really good on 1 day to expiration SPY puts. You took puts? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna hold these SPY puts for a little bit. Not, I mean, I spent very, very, very small amounts of money on this. I don't know why. I was kind of being a little bitch, but it happens. Up 72% on SPY puts. There we go. Corporate accounts payable. Nina speaking. There we go. Sam, what's up, man? How you doing? Got SPY puts again today as well. Still using the 1348 EMA. There you go. There you go. All right. So Amy coming back down might retest the VWAP here. SPY is looking pretty weak going into Powell. I don't know. Let's see what happens. So what I'm probably gonna do is leave these contracts for Powell. Or I literally have one contract. Like I did not. It's pretty deep out of the money. Let's see what happens with it. With one day to expiration, the strategy is a little bit different. Oh, SPY little pop here. So it's a little bit different with one day to expiration. So we'll see what happens here. But hopefully everybody's making a little bit of money. If you guys cash out, hey, you got some more money to put into AMC. I got my 460 SPY puts right before you did, up 78%. Jack Frost, attaboy. We are crushing it over here recently. Woo-hoo. Here we go. All right, so Amy still in the green, up 5 cents. SPY coming back down, low of the day at 462.23. If the SPY puts that I have today go on the money, that's going to be reckless. But I doubt it. So we're probably going to hold these until Powell, see what Powell says about the balance sheet. Because here's the thing, you got to be really, really nimble. If you're going to hold these until Powell could say one thing and the market just goes boom right up. So you got to be very, very careful once Powell starts to speak. So I might just get out of these contracts when in 15 minutes and then just see what Powell is going to give me. It's fine. I just don't want that exposure. Love your energy and knowledge. Keep it coming. Oh, thank you. Wouldn't it be better to buy calls on the VIX instead of SPY puts? No. In my mind, no, because I like the short time to expiration because the moves are going to amplify your options even bigger. Lower time to expiration and you get a big move, it's going to inflate your premium a lot more. Thoughts on Oxy? I don't know. My brother owns a lot of it, so it's probably going up. Dang, can't let that go to his head. 33. Oh, it's at 33 right now. Jesus, I remember when that thing was at like 18. Then they did some like weird split stuff and then came back. I mean, Oxy's decent. Let's see. Thanks for the answer, Ryan. Anytime. I don't know if I answered it, but if your question was about VXX, yeah. So VXX is going to have weekly expiration. SPY is going to have Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I like having the daily and the 1 day to expirations. I like the 0 day to expirations a lot more than the 1 day because you can get like this move right here. If this happened yesterday, I would probably be up like 150%. Right now, these contracts are only up 34% because there's so much time on the contracts. All right, Oxy popping up here. Amy trying to come back up a little bit. Where's Lucid looking? Come on, Lucid, do something. There we go, Lu. Oh, Amy popping back up here above 23. Hey, market makers, screw you. Hey, SB, how do you choose the strike for when you take calls and puts on the SPY? Typically, if it's 0 days to expiration, I like 2 or 3 strikes. If it's 1 day to expiration, I go a little bit further to get cheap contracts. So this one, I believe, was 6 strikes out of the money. $6 out of the money was essentially what it was on the SPY. It's coming back up now. Let's see what happens. What's it saying on the 1348? So the 13 is actually about to cross below the 200, which is, I mean, that's a little bit bearish. We could see a little bit of a step up here, but other than that, like, I don't know. Your bro has No, Occidental Petroleum. All right, we're hanging out at 23 on Amy right now. We are up about 1% right now. GME trying to make that move back up into green. Let's see what's going to happen here. Lucid coming back up. Here we go, everybody. That SPY put that I have right now is kind of just hedging my Apple and Lucid calls. It's fine. I mean, I'm fine with holding the SPY put for a little bit, just as a little bit of a hedge to kind of balance everything out. But let's see. Rally is running. Interesting right here. Hopefully people are making some. Ooh, Rally's going. Amy coming back down a little bit. SPY moving on its way down. MACD wants to cross on the SPY on the 1 minute. I don't know if it's going to, though. Coming back down, 462.58. Low of the day, 462.23. Let's see what happens here. Your viewers are increasing each week. Don't hate on Matt, bro. Powell's not interested in popping the bubble, just trying to thread the needle. Exactly. I would have to agree. Kind of glad we are this low. I would have kept buying at 50. Yeah, exactly. I would too. My highest buy was like 60 something. All right, SPY coming down, looking for new lows over here. Let's see. Amy coming back down to VWAP. So look, it's kind of following the market. GME's coming back down. Lucid, or no, this is Rally. Where's Apple? Is Apple still getting hit right now? Yeah, Apple's not looking great right now. So let's see. I mean, we are going to get inflation numbers tomorrow too. So that's going to, why did I just put SPY over here? Lucid was looking good. Yeah, Lucid's looking all right today. Let's see. MACD does want to cross, but stochastic indicators crossing bearish. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, you got to look at a lot of different things. Like, if you were just going to trade the MACD on the 1 minute, you'd probably take calls here. But that's why I use this 50 VWAP thing over here, and I look at the 1348. Whoa, the OREV is in here. What is up, my man? SCV Synthetic Ankles. Special shout out to all the members in the chat right now. You guys are awesome. Also, shout out to the mods. Everybody's showing support all the time. You guys are great. Hopefully, I'm providing something back to you guys so you guys can make a little bit of money while we're kind of waiting around for AMC to get that next big pop. We crushed it on SPY puts yesterday and calls yesterday. So let's see if we can do something like that again. DWAC popping up. Oh, man. Hour is popping. Yeah, they were down big, though. I feel like I've aged 10 years this past year because of this play. Where's my gain? There you go. There you go. Oh, Amy touching VWAP here. Bounced right off of it. That is a good sign to see. GME kind of doing the same thing over here. Lucid popping up. I like that. I like the sight of Lucid moving here. Oh, what's up, Corey? How you doing? Popping in to say hi, SV. Listening on my headphones as I work. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Where else would I be today? STV for the win. Matthew, appreciate that. Mod Squad Squirrel Gang. Oh, thank God you guys aren't coming at me with the other thing that you guys like to say. Oh, Lucid. There we go. All right, SPY moving back up here. We have 10 minutes until Powell. Anybody have that link? I want the Powell link. Let's see. Are they going to do it on the Federal Reserve? I just want the audio. I literally just want the audio. I don't see it. Oh, nope. Bloomberg, nothing yet. I mean, I do have a link that might play it, but if anybody actually has a link that what they're already waiting for Powell to come on, send it to me so we can get Powell coming on here. All right, SPY's moving back up here. Oh, Amy. Oh, you shouldn't have. Look at this. Look at Amy start to go. Now, here's what we want to see. Lucid really getting a pop here. GME getting a pop. SPY trying to move a little bit here, but not really all that much. So let's see. Amy with the boom. Here we go. Can you put GME on the 5 minute? I can do that for you if you really want to. So I mean, it kind of looks silly. I don't like it. I like it on the 1 minute. It's a little bit spicier for me. Lucid getting absolutely jumpy here. AMC coming up. SPY starting to move up here, heading into Powell. Let's see. Let's see. Margot, what's up? How you doing, family? Wow. Shout out to all the members. You guys are awesome. All right. Hey, SV, the thoughts on the Citadel news about additional investment? I think they're preparing for IPO. That's kind of what. Wow. Lucid. Wow. All right. These calls might have just went green on Lucid. Not still down 10%. Whoops. All right, my SPY put is up 10% now. My Apple calls up 24. Lucid still down 5% on Lucid calls. With that spike, though, that should have helped them out a little bit. But let's see. Fuel cell up 3.5. Interesting. Docu is pumping. Oh, boy. Yeah, Lucid's getting nuts. Someone is singing. Yeah, somebody out there is just belting Frozen right now. Lucid running hard. I know. I got it up here. I like that. I like that. I like Lucid running here. I mean, we were looking for that 43 breakout yesterday. We're kind of getting it here. Let's see if it holds. Hold on. I'm going to check my Twitter to see if any of you guys sent me the link to Powell. Nobody sent me the link to Powell yet. M. Krieg sent the link. Oh, M. Kriegs. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's the same one that I have. Okay, cool. So I've got it over here when you click like the link. Wait, hold on. Is this? No, they're not playing anything yet. Let's see what happens at 10 on this link over here. Let's see. BBIG doing good. Is it now? My leaps are up. Oh, BBIG looking like it wants to make a move. SPY looks like it's rejecting off VWAP right now. So let's see if it's going to hit this and make a little bit of a new low. Thomas Calhoun, welcome to the membership program over here. I really appreciate it, man. Special shout out to all the members. You guys are awesome. Thank you. How about them dogs? What do you mean? SV's Enthusiasm brought to you by Liquid IV, sponsors of the STV Ape Alliance TV network. Yep, GME chopping. Yeah. Oh, GME went green. Amy. Oh, come on now. Come on now, Amy. I really apologize to all my neighbors. If any of my neighbors are in the chat right now, which I highly doubt that you are, sorry. It is early. I apologize. All right. SPY rejected off VWAP. Amy still looking like it wants to come up. BBIG looking all right. How's Lucid doing over here? Or that's BBIG. I'm an idiot. Here we go. Oh, Lucid, you shouldn't have. Ooh, come on, Amy. 24. Let's get going today. Here's what we need to see, though. We need to see Powell not tank everything. Wow, GME with a candle here. Here we go, everybody. Here we go. Also, for everybody new filtering in here, if you guys don't mind hitting that like button on the stream, helps out a whole lot. Just the maintenance, man. Good morning, Vix. What's up, Jorge? How you doing? How's everybody feeling right now? A little bit of a pop here. We feeling all right? Feeling all right? All right. I might start to get out of these spy puts right now. We got 6 minutes left. I mean, they're up 18%, not bad, 20%, not terrible. The reason why I would like to get out of these spy puts is just in case Powell starts to pump everything, which I think is entirely possible after with what we've been seeing. So then if it really starts to come back in the other direction, then we'll just get calls. I don't really want to get blown out of these puts. We got a nice little 21% trade coming in this morning. I mean, I'll take it, man. It's all about those little wins. It's all about the little wins. Yeah. Oh, SPY getting a little bit of a candle here. I might take it down here as it comes down, up 41% now. Lucid coming down. Amy getting a little bit of a red candle. Nothing too scary, though. Here we go. What up, VIX? Man of the hour. What did I do? I didn't do anything. What time does Powell speak? Looks like it's going to be 10. If we hit 30 today, oh yeah, well, we're getting ankles at 30, remember? When is Powell speaking? 10 Eastern, I believe. So let's see. SPY coming back down to make new lows. I don't know, man. I mean, it's doing this VWAP rejection thing. So it's the same thing. It's either typically on every day, it's either going to be this VWAP test rejection or it's going to be the 50 MA. So right now we're seeing it come back down. I wouldn't be surprised if it makes another new low. I might, oh, there it is right there. New low on the SPY. I might get out of this position right now. Just take that 64% gain and run. I don't know. Should I do it? Who knows? 57%. I mean, it was a very, very small trade. It could have been a lot better if I put a little bit more money into it. But at the same time, like, I just wasn't too jazzed about it this morning. Like, I'm trying to get those small wins to stack them up. You didn't watch the big game yesterday? I did not. 64% gain, don't get greedy. It's very hard to do that when you hit a 250% gain yesterday. But it is, yeah, hold on. Let's see what happens with this candle right here. I might take it. I mean, what time is it? We got 4 minutes until Powell comes on. Let's see. GameStop trying to move up here. SPY. I'll take it. Well, Apple calls up. Lucid calls up. BBIG calls up. VIX gang, we're up. Here we go. Take your profit. Let's see what happens on this candle if it makes another new low. I think it can right here. Lucid popping really big today. This is what we like to see. This is what we like to see right here. Come on, Lucid. There we go. That's that little 1348 on the 4 hour really coming in and helping us out on Lucid. So here comes SPY again. Amy settling down a little bit. All right, everybody. AMD up. I mean, AMC up. All right. Yeah, I'll take this SPY put right here. What is it at? 43%. Amy wants to break out. I would have to agree. Yeah, SPY bouncing a little bit here. I'll leave it for a minute. Can we watch Powell speak? We will listen to it, but we will not have the vision. Oh, Amy, you shouldn't have. New highs on Amy over here. All right, we're going to take this SPY put right here. Just kidding. They're not going to fill me at that number. Let's see. Hold on. I want to mess with them a little bit. Amy coming up. Wow. Lucid going bonkers right now. All right. Yeah, we're going to take this SPY put off right here. Let's see. All right. So that was about 40 something bucks a contract. If you got multiple contracts, not bad there. Got out of the SPY put. All right. Nice. Another win today. All about the small wins. Stack up the cash balance here. Lucid coming up. So we got a little bit of money back on the hedge for if Lucid and Apple were going to come down today. I mean, Apple's probably trending down. Let's take a look over here. We got 2 minutes until Powell. Yeah, Apple's down a little bit, but Amy up 2.9% here. Looking decent. Looking decent. Here we go. We could get rippy here. Watch Powell. Watch Powell, everybody. It could get a little bit interesting over here. So hold on. I do have the Powell link. It should be coming up in a little bit. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's see. Can you do a video on Review Dork, Discord, and Signals? Yeah, we can also go over them in the stream too. Amy just coming up here. Let's go, Amy. That's what I want to see. SPY coming back up a little bit. I mean, I could have gotten filled a little bit better on the SPY puts, but who cares? Kenny fought Jerome Powell. That would be hilarious. Do you have a video tutorial on options? Sort of. They're really old though, and it's for like the earning strategies that I use. So I mean, it's if you watch them, you're gonna be like, this doesn't even sound like the same person. You just get more comfortable talking on camera. My AMC calls are ripping. Parcat. There you go, buddy. Watch out though. Powell is about to speak in about a minute here. We should be getting a little bit of a switch up on this link over here. We will listen to Powell. We're not gonna stream the visual though, so telling you guys right now, we're just gonna listen. We're not gonna watch it. We're just gonna listen because YouTube likes to freak out sometimes when you do that, which I don't like. There's no reason to have YouTube freak out at me. I'm nervous. Powell should talk about AMC. Nah, he's not going to. But what he's going to do, the one thing that I'm looking at is if he says anything about 4 rate hikes, which I don't think he's going to do in 2022. And then balance sheet. If he makes any comments about like decreasing the Fed balance sheet, that's going to be bearish, but let's see what happens. You look at the 128 option chain for Bank of America, the premiums went crazy this morning. Lucid's up 4.7. There we go, Lucid. That's what we want to see out of you. That's what we want to see out of you. Cut my spy puts holding my SQQQ through his comments. Okay, that's fair. I mean, you got your profit. That's fine. I mean, I just took mine just in case he says something that pumps the market. So here's the thing. When does Powell speak? Right now. So let's see. Let me see if I can get a refresh over here. I don't see anything coming up. Nope, not yet. I'm looking at it right now. I clicked the link. I don't see anything yet. 10 a.m. nomination hearing. Hold on. If I go back here, it's like watch live. I click this and it gets me to this screen right here. So let's see what happens over here. Powell live. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Washington Post has it. I don't really care about them. Let's see. All right. Let's see what happens on this live link over here. And then see what happens. Give Powell a mic. Yeah. All right. Sold 2 spy puts for 66%, holding 2 more. There we go. Making money over here, people. All right, so it's 10:01, and I don't see anything flashing up on the screen here. I don't see it. Let me see if anybody else sent me a link. Is there a YouTube link that has it? Sent a link. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Watch live, Jerome Powell. Perfect. PBS. Perfect. I'll listen to that. So they're waiting to start it. So they might just be waiting to start it on the live link that I have, and then the other one. But Lucid, what is going on over here, everybody? With Lucid going absolutely crazy right now. SPY coming up and testing the VWAP again. If it rejects and comes down and makes a new low, GME up 1%, AMC up 2%. Looking solid over here, everybody. Looking solid. 2K people in here. Vix, you're a stud. 75 to 2K. Hey, man. I mean, it can happen really quick. Thank you to everybody. That's the other thing. I never thought that I was going to be in front of all these people right now. Thank you guys so much. It's really, really cool to be able to talk in front of all you guys. Do I have a community Discord? No, but I am working on something that might be able to come around within the next couple of weeks that you guys, I think, are really, really going to enjoy. Lucid's up 7% right now. God. Lucid, you shouldn't have. How much are these contracts up right now? Pull the spy puts? I'm already out of them. I said that. All right, so the Lucid contracts only up 19% right now. So I kind of top ticked it yesterday. But I mean, these premiums should inflate a little bit here. All right, what's going on with Powell? Hold on, where is it? Right here. Yeah, nothing yet for Powell. The live link has not started. Typically, they're always late on stuff. So let's see. Lucid put time, in my mind, no. Lucid on the 4-hour chart with the 1348 has been looking really, really good for a little while. And I've been looking at a spot to get into these calls with. So again, remember, they do have the lockup coming up. So that's kind of why I only have this week contract. So let's see what happens with Lucid. It is looking real spicy on the 4-hour. Real spicy. Crypto has turned green or red. Hold on. Let me change this right here. Jerome Powell live. Neo popping too. Yeah, Neo's been ripping this morning. What's SPY doing? All right, so it's kind of hanging around VWAP right now. Didn't necessarily reject as much to make that new low. So let's see when they put this stream on. I've been rug pulled on Lucid. Glad to see others killing it with that stock. Yeah, this is the first time that I've played Lucid, and it's working out so far. So let's see what happens. What's Apple doing right now? That's the one I really care about. But I do have a little bit more time on Apple to really see how it plays out. Apple coming back up. Amy still above 23, up 1.8%. GME getting a little bit of a red candle here. Nothing too crazy. Ryan Cohen tweeted, oh boy, what's Daddy Cohen going to say? Ryan Cohen. Let's see. Happy anniversary. Huh. Happy anniversary. Interesting. What happened on this day a year ago? He tweeted happy anniversary. That's a little bit interesting. Let's see. We're still waiting for Powell to come on. Oh, here it is. Let's see if it's on this link over here. No, so we're gonna stream it over here. All right, everybody. We're gonna put some Powell on over here to see what happens. Hopefully everybody's ready to go. Here we go, people.
As you put it last week, vaccines and booster shots have dramatically lowered the risk for most people, allowed Americans to go back to work and our children to go back to school safely. We added 6.4 million jobs last year, 6.4 million jobs, the most since 1939. The nomination we consider today represents another step in President Biden's efforts to rebuild our economy. The president is putting results over partisanship, evidenced by the gentleman sitting at the table, renominating a Federal Reserve chair of the other political party. Jerome Powell served as chair of the Federal Reserve since 2018. He joined the Fed in 2012. He served the country before that in a number of different roles, Undersecretary for Finance at the Treasury Department during the George H.W. Bush administration. As chair, together with President Biden, he helped us deliver historic economic progress. We passed the American Rescue Plan, putting shots in arms and money in pockets. The unemployment rate dropped to 3.9%, down from 6.7% when President Biden raised his right hand. In December alone, we added 800,000 jobs, more than doubling economists' expectations. The economy's regained 84% of the jobs we lost since the pandemic hit 2 years ago. And for some of my colleagues who like to measure the strength of the economy only by the stock market, it was up 20% at the end of 2021. It last year hit record highs 70 different times. We passed an historic jobs bill, the bipartisan infrastructure package, a goal that presidents of both parties failed to reach. Chair Powell, along with Vice Chair nominee Lael Brainerd, whom we'll hear from later this week, led the Federal Reserve's unprecedented actions to stabilize our economy in the face of a global pandemic. To his credit, Chair Powell recognized the importance of full employment and what that means for all workers, particularly those at the margins of our economy. He held firm against attempts to politicize the Fed and prevented an economic downturn from becoming far, far worse. He understands the best way to bounce back from this crisis is to get the coronavirus under control with vaccines. Today, we're at a critical moment. For the first time in decades, workers are finally starting to get a little bit more bargaining power. Wages are growing faster than inflation, faster than we've seen in over a decade. Americans are leaving jobs that didn't work for them and their families. They're finding better ones, often with higher paychecks. Corporations call this, quote, a labor shortage. To me, it looks like the free labor market at work at its best. Of course, we still have challenges. We've seen severe supply chain disruptions caused by the pandemic because for decades, corporations put short-term profits over long-term resilience, lobbying this body for what turned out to be bad trade agreements and bad tax policy. The fragile supply chain stretching all over the globe.
All right, they're just kind of spewing some nonsense there. We can wait until Powell's actually going to come on because that's kind of really what we care about. But AMD's popping up right now. We have AMC going, starting to get going here. Looks like it wants to make a new day high. GME just got a nasty candle to the upside. There we go. So what do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to leave this whole thing on to watch or listen to the entire thing? Or would you like to just wait until Powell comes on? What do you guys want to do? So let's see. What do you guys want to do? You want to wait till Powell comes on, or do you want to listen to Mr. Brown, the chairman, just kind of make some wild remarks? You want to listen, or you want to wait? Powell on, Powell off. Here we go. Leave it on. Okay, we can leave it on for a little bit. I'll come in and out though.
Pretty well last week. Taking the example of the price of cars, he said we have two options. We can increase the supply of cars by making more of them, or we can reduce demand for cars by making Americans poorer. That's the choice we face. When people talk about cooling off the economy, what they really mean is making it harder for people to find jobs and stopping paychecks from growing. And we know how this goes. The cooling off never seems to extend to corporate profits or executives' pay. The Fed must not allow only Wall Street to recover while working Americans are left behind. We've seen that story unfold far, far too many times before. Today, banks are quietly celebrating one of their most profitable years ever with huge bonuses and payouts. The Fed must do more to stop consolidation in the banking.
All right. I'm seeing a lot of people say wait. So we'll wait a little bit. Let's see. I'll go in and out. A lot of people want to hear it on. A lot of people want to hear it off. Really, the only thing that's going to matter is Powell. GME is ripping right now, up 3.4%. AMC up 3%. Ho, ho, ho. Look at what we have here. Yeah, also for everybody new filtering in, if you guys don't mind just hitting the like button on the stream, just helps out with the algorithm a little bit. We're going to be waiting for Powell to come on because honestly, I don't really care what Mr. Brown has to say. And I don't think a lot of you guys care what Mr. Brown has to say either, because he's not really going to be the deciding factor in what is going to move the market. Powell is, though. So that I'll be waiting. I'll flip back and forth just to see when he's going to come on. Let's see here. I did get a little bit of an AMD weekly YOLO just because of the 1348 on the 5-minute, and it's looking good. Got the price target upgrade. It's pretty low comparatively to what it's been trading at. So let's see how that plays out. We got SPY. Again, this is kind of why we got out of these SPY contracts. It obviously right now it could turn against us once Powell starts to speak. We could see like a lot of things start to move. Once Powell starts to speak, it could come up, come down. But let's see what happens. Right now, the market looks like it's turning around. AMC at 23.50, GME at 134.80 right now, with a high of the day at 136. AMD's now popping up. Hold on. Here we go, everybody. Making some money over here. Dropped 10K on GME at 200. Remember that? There you go. Just YOLO'd 100K into AMC, says Jackie. Atta boy. AMC up 65 cents. Let's go. I mean, it's up 3%. So be positive. We want none of that pessimistic stuff in here. Rhode Island, thank you so much for the super. That was a membership message. Oh, thank you, man. What's up, fam? In the process of leaving my job after 11 years, applied to a position with significant pay cut, but significantly better life. Bullish AF. I love that, man. There you go. Whatever's going to make you happy. AMC popping up here, making new day highs. GME getting a candle here. AMD, what a candle on this thing. We are making some cash today. It's all about the small wins, stacking up the cash balance. That 1348 strategy is printing. SPY is about to rip, getting deep SPY calls. Watch out. Powell hasn't spoken yet. So let me see what's going on here. Mr. Brown is still spewing. He's still talking over here. I did the same. There you go. If it hits 26.52, get buckled because this is going to the moon. Yeah, I mean, we could really start to get going. Remember what we've been talking about that range with the delta neutral. AMD, wow. What are these contracts up right now on AMD? A little weekly. Let's see. What did this get up to? 11% right now on the AMD weekly that I got. A little bit more expensive than usual, so I went a little bit deeper on this one. So let's see how this one plays out. But I don't know. I like it with the 1348. A little bit of a breakout on that price target upgrade. Let's see what happens. GME coming up. AMC coming up too, up 4%. Here we go. SPY's kind of hanging out in this range right now. Not really looking to get anything crazy on the SPY, but I mean, we did that. Oh, AMC, new day highs. AMD, new day highs. GME, new day highs. Hey, here we go, people. Here we go. All my stocks are green. Woo! Let's see. All right. What do we got? Oh, now we got Mr. Toomey speaking. Senator Toomey, what do you have to say for us?
Clearly empirically false. After the pandemic caused the economy to nearly collapse, our country emerged with the most well-capitalized banks in history.
Yeah, you know why that is? Because they just turned the money printer on and it was like, here you go, banks. We can just give you all the money in the world that you want.
Of course, none of the Fed's pandemic actions came without a cost. This negative real interest rate environment continues to distort markets, risk asset bubbles, and punish savers. And the Fed has dramatically expanded its balance sheet with trillions of dollars in government bonds, effectively monetizing a lot of debt and facilitating profligate government spending. For the past 18 months, I cautioned that the Fed was fighting the last war, a mystery pathogen that led governments to collectively shut down the global economy when in fact a new enemy had arrived, and that was inflation. I'm relieved the Fed has acknowledged inflation is running well above and longer than its initial projections. In response, the Fed has accelerated the termination of its bond buying program, and FOMC participants appear to be accelerating the process to normalize interest rates. These are welcome developments. But I do remain concerned with the Fed's actions going forward. First, I worry that the Fed's extraordinary response to the crisis could become the new normal for monetary policy. We're more than a year into a record economic expansion.
Whatever. Like, come on. I'm waiting for Powell. I want my Powell. That's what I want. We're going to play Powell on, Powell off once he comes on. Morgan Freeman's political brother? I guess so. So I see a lot of people looking like they want to get SPY calls. Here's the deal with SPY right now. The MACD on the 5-minute is crossing. The 13 has not crossed above the 48 yet on the 5-minute. On the 3-minute, it has not either. On the 1-minute, let's see. On the 1-minute, it just crossed. So it's going to go from the 1 to the 3 to the 5. So if it crosses at the 3, then you can start getting ready. But it's a little bit early to get into SPY calls because we have not really seen much out of Powell yet. So watch out. Joan de Jesus, thank you so much for that membership, man. I appreciate that. SV, I have a lot of call debit spreads for AMC. How hard is it to exit when IV spikes and blows past my short leg? One, I would not hold those until expiration. You're going to have maybe some issues. I don't know where you're trading them, but that could be a little bit wonky. How hard is it to exit? It depends on your broker. If you can get it out, if you can like put in one sale order for it, it'll probably be pretty easy. But if you have to like do it like each leg, I would honestly get out. Or no, you got to do it at the same time. So you got to put orders in quick because you could have some random exposure in there that you don't want. I typically don't mess around with debit spreads because it caps your max gain. But what do you have? What do you have on those? SPY's going to drop if Powell says something the market doesn't like. Exactly. Already in SPY calls. You're getting in early. Watch out. I mean, it's coming down here. I'm not touching anything right now. Zero. Just letting everything that I have kind of play out. If Powell says something good, awesome. If he doesn't, we're going to go back in on the SPY puts. Jazz Cabbage, what's up, man? Members gang, STV, change the member badge to a squirrel. Ooh, I could do that. I could definitely do that. Maybe I'll do that for the second tier. So the first one's the bull. Not the tier, but like the monthly. But let's see here. Yeah. Made almost a rack yesterday with my SQQ calls. Now I'm going to play the other way now. Guess you can say I'm good one. All right. Everything's selling off a little bit here. We did get a nice pop off of the lows for pretty much everything. AMD, stop being an a-hole. AMC still above the 23. Very good. GME up 2.56. AMC up 2.5. It's looking good so far. Let's see what happens at the SPY at the 50 and the VWAP here. If it bounces off, very good. If it rejects down below, not going to be great. Lucid put green already. What's Lucid doing? What's Lucid doing over here? It's still up 5%. So, I mean, my calls should still be green. I mean, I don't really. Let's see. Toomey still speaking, so nothing too crazy going on here. Ryan Cohen tweet. Yep. George says we can't ignore an extraordinarily large balance sheet. That is a comment that is going to move the market. So watch that. If they decrease the balance sheet, that's going to be a little bit wonky. So my Lucid calls, a little bit red. My Apple calls still up 22%. My AMD one is still up. Just went red a little bit. Let's see what's going on with AMD now. Just went slightly red on this AMD call here. Let's see what happens. Everything looks like it wants to bounce back up. Let's see what happens with SPY, but watch for those balance sheet statements. That's going to be the thing that's going to move markets today. We pretty much already know what's going to go on with rate hikes, but balance sheet, we're kind of still up in the air. We don't know what they're going to do. Now, Toomey's still talking, nothing too crazy going on, but let's see. Yeah, also for everybody in here, if you guys don't mind hitting that like button, just helps out with the algo. So thank you guys so much for those of you who have already done that, and those of you who are going to. It helps out a whole lot, so thank you guys so much. Sell-off coming? It could, but let's see. It's sad to see how CNBC ignores AMC, only mentions GME. Don't be like that. We already have enough stuff. Oh, Grandpa Barney in the chat. What's up, man? How you doing? Lucid, highly shorted, cost to borrow over 200%, utilization 100%. Oh, I'm holding these calls. I am. SPY with a little pop here. There we go. So something came out good. Let's see. Oh, here comes Powell.
Sure, Powell, we welcome you to the committee. If you'd like to introduce family or friends, feel free. Please begin your testimony. Thank you.
Thank you. Is this on? Yes, thank you. I didn't bring any family or friends here today in light of the limited seating circumstances, but I will mention them in my testimony. Thank you. Chairman Brown, Ranking Member Toomey, and other members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to appear before you today. I'd like to thank President Biden for nominating me to serve a second term as chair of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System. I would also like to thank my colleagues throughout the Federal Reserve System for their dedication, perseverance, and tireless work on behalf of the American people. Their commitment and expertise were essential to the Fed's response to the COVID-19 crisis and remain vital to the implementation of monetary policy as our economy continues to progress. Particular thanks go to my wife, Alyssa Leonard, and our 3 children, Susie, Lucy, and Sam. Their love and support make possible everything I do. My 5 siblings are all watching, or will later claim to have watched. And we are thinking of each other and of our parents today with love and gratitude. 4 years ago, when I sat before this committee, few could have predicted the great challenges that would soon become ours to meet. On the eve of the pandemic, the U.S. economy was enjoying its 11th year of expansion, the longest on record. Unemployment was at 50-year lows, and the economic benefits were reaching those most on the margins. No obvious financial or economic imbalances threatened the ongoing expansion. But this attractive picture turned virtually overnight as the virus swept across the globe. The initial contraction was the fastest and deepest on record, but the pain could have been much worse. As the pandemic arrived, our immediate challenge was to stave off a full-scale depression, which would require swift and strong policy actions from across government. Congress provided by far the fastest and largest response to any post-war economic downturn. At the Fed, we used the full range of policy tools at our disposal. We moved quickly to restore vital flows of credit to households, communities, and businesses, and to stabilize the financial system. These collective policy actions, the development and availability of vaccines, and American resilience worked in concert. First, to cushion the pandemic's economic blows, and then to spark a historically strong recovery. Today, the economy is expanding at its fastest pace in many years, and the labor market is again strong. As always, challenges remain. Both the individual shutdown and the subsequent reopening of the economy were without precedent. The economy has rapidly gained strength despite the ongoing pandemic, giving rise to persistent supply and demand imbalances and bottlenecks, and to elevated inflation. We know that high inflation exacts a toll, particularly for those less able to meet the higher costs of essentials like food, housing, and transportation. We are strongly committed to achieving our statutory goals of maximum employment and price stability. We will use our tools to support the economy and a strong labor market and to prevent higher inflation from becoming entrenched. We can begin to see that the post-pandemic economy is likely to be different in some respects, and the pursuit of our goals will need to take those differences into account. To that end, monetary policy must take a broad and forward-looking view, keeping pace with an ever-evolving economy. Over the past 4 years, my colleagues and I have continued the work of our predecessors to ensure a strong and resilient financial system. We increased capital and liquidity requirements for the largest banks, and currently capital and liquidity levels at our largest, most systemically important banks are at multi-decade highs. We worked to improve the public's access to instant payments, intensified our focus and supervisory efforts on evolving threats such as climate change and cyber attacks, and expanded our analysis and monitoring of financial stability. We will remain vigilant about new and emerging threats. We also updated our monetary policy framework, drawing on insights from people and communities across the country to reflect the challenges of conducting policy in an era of persistently low interest rates. Congress has assigned the Federal Reserve important goals and has given us considerable independence in using our tools to achieve them. In our democratic system, that independence comes with responsibility of transparency and clear communication to keep the public informed and enable effective legislative oversight. That duty takes on even greater significance when the Fed must take extraordinary actions in times of crisis. In order to facilitate that transparency and to earn your trust and that of the American people, I have made it a priority to meet regularly and frequently with you and your elected colleagues, and I commit to continuing that practice if I'm confirmed to another term. The Federal Reserve works for all Americans. We know our decisions matter to every person, family, business, and community across the country. I am committed to making those decisions with objectivity, integrity, and impartiality, based on the best available evidence and in the longstanding tradition of monetary policy independence. That pledge lies at the heart of the Fed's mission and is one we all make when we answer the call to public service. I make it here again with force and without reservation. Everything we do at the Federal Reserve is in pursuit of the goals set for us by Congress. I'm honored to have worked in service to those ends since I joined the Fed in 2012 and as chair for the past 4 years. Thank you. I look forward to your questions.
Thank you, Chair Powell. Many working Americans are concerned about rising prices, and I think President Biden's decision to renominate you to a second term as chair shows he's confident you'll continue to lead our economy through this ongoing crisis. In November, you indicated that the rise of the Omicron variant, 586,000 new cases daily over the last week, that the rise of the Omicron variant posed significant risks to employment and economic activity. Do you agree that higher prices are related to the supply and demand imbalances that can be traced directly back to the pandemic and the reopening of the economy?
Yes, I do. For the most part, if you look back, and you can trace to developments, including strong demand and also supply constraints.
Thank you. Last year, FSOC released its report on climate-related financial risk, which describes how climate change is a threat to our financial stability. In the past, you've said, your words, climate change is an emerging risk to financial institutions, the financial system, and the economy, end quote. Will, Chair Powell, will the Fed follow the FSOC report's recommendations, including implementing climate stress tests for the biggest banks?
We are looking at climate stress tests. I think it's very likely that climate stress scenarios, as we like to call them, will be a key tool going forward. I would stress that those are very different from the regular stress tests, which affect capital. Climate stress scenarios at this stage are really about assuring that the large financial institutions understand all of the risks that they're taking, including the risks that may be inherent in their business model regarding climate change over time.
Will you make this a top priority if confirmed to another term?
Yes, it will be. I would say within supervision, as I mentioned, that is likely to be a very important priority over the coming years.
The position of vice chair of supervision, but also yours.
Yes.
Okay. It's the Fed's responsibility, as you know, to promote financial stability. It means we need strong financial safeguards in place to protect American workers and families from risks in our financial system. It's all that. Chair Powell, recently the Fed has refocused its full employment objectives to make sure it includes workers of all backgrounds. Do you agree that when all workers, including women, including Black and brown workers, are able to fully participate in the workforce, that our economy grows? And do you think it's important for the Fed to understand and proactively address racial and gender disparities in wealth and income and employment in our country?
So what we saw at the end of the last longest in our history expansion was that as the labor market tightened, the benefits began to go more broadly to those at the lower end of the income spectrum and to groups that have been more marginalized from an economic standpoint. And that was seen, I think, very broadly as a highly desirable set of outcomes. So our tools do not generally have direct distributional effects, but I do think that we see now the great benefits that a strong labor market can bring to, right across the whole population and for the whole economy.
But you are suggesting from your answer that only when there is strong demand for labor do people who are more on the margins of society, people of color, women, people who have not done as well, only then will they benefit? Does the Fed have responsibility beyond that?
Well, of course, we have responsibilities in bank supervision and community affairs and fair lending and things like that. But just focusing on monetary policy, our principal tool is interest rates, and they affect demand over time. And I do think the main thing that we can do is to make sure that, consistent with the inflation side of our mandate, that we do foster a strong employment market.
Is part of that a more diverse workforce at the Fed?
as you know, we work very hard to achieve diversity, and as all major American institutions, public and private, do these days, we certainly do. And we think that having a diverse workforce it makes us better at doing our jobs, and so it's an important focus and a high priority.
Okay, thank you. Sir Toomey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman Powell, we all noted with great interest the shift in the Fed's focus, the acceleration of the tapering, and the indication that FOMC members expect now a series of interest rate increases this year. I'm trying to understand where this leads to, and I wonder if you could comment on the fact that if we had 3 or even 4 25 basis point increases in overnight rates, we would still, in my view, have a very accommodative stance with negative real short-term rates. Is it your view that it's realistic to bring inflation back to the target level if short-term interest rates are negative?
Listen to this.
Real rates.
So I think the way I would look at it is this. What we have now is a mismatch between demand and supply. We have very strong demand in areas where supply is constrained, particularly around goods, particularly around things like cars. So we have to, how are those two things going to get into better into alignment? Well, part of the answer is going to be through shifts in demand, and we think that part of it will be through the return of greater supply. So I don't think we look to get all of the realignment between demand and supply through the demand channel, although we should get some. But at the same time, we do think we'll get over the course of this year return to normal supply conditions, and that's going to affect our policy. I will say though, if we see inflation persisting at high levels longer than expected, then we will, if we have to raise interest rates more over time, we will. We will use our tools to get inflation back. And the main reason is this, that to get the kind of very strong labor market we want with high participation, it's going to take a long expansion. We can see that participation is moving only very slowly. And to get a long expansion, we're going to need price stability. And so in a way, high inflation is a severe threat to the achievement of maximum employment and to achieving a long expansion that can give us that.
I think that's a very important point. Let me also just ask you, as I mentioned, I understood the need for quantitative easing, the extraordinary measures that we're taking during the crisis, but I worry that the Fed's decision to continue to use these policies well after the crisis had passed, and in fact, we're in the midst of a strong recovery, increases the risk of normalizing behavior like this bond buying. So I think it's your view that it's important that this not become normal routine part of Fed behavior. But could you clarify that? And if it is important that this not become a routine matter, how do we ensure that it doesn't?
So I guess I would start by saying that the last 2 downturns have...
So there's nothing really crazy that's moving markets right now. Like when you see the range of the SPY with these statements right now, like we're playing Powell on, Powell off right now. Nothing really crazy is coming out. So they're going to ask a question about the balance sheet. They've already asked the question about 4 rate hikes. So you kind of got that out of the way. So if somebody's going to ask, like, are you going to do 4 rate hikes? Then that might be a more like pointed question. But the other thing is just balance sheet. Other than that, I think the SPY after this meeting could start to trend back up. So let's see. I'll put Powell on back again.
Now, just because we have been and probably remain in an era of very low interest rates, we would have to look at asset purchases as the next tool in line. But I don't think we'd automatically use it unless it was necessary.
I would certainly hope we wouldn't automatically use it. I would hope that there would be a very, very high threshold to get over, especially when you consider the ways in which it distorts the allocation of capital. As I mentioned in my opening remarks, one of the things I'm very concerned about is especially the regional banks having strayed from the Fed's statutory mission on monetary policy into inappropriate and overtly political advocacy. Just one of many, many examples. The Boston Fed conducted a virtual event as part of its Racism and the Economy series, in which the speakers routinely and adamantly called for defunding the police. Just nothing to do with the Fed's mandate. For 7 months now, I've been asking for information from several regional banks about their political activism. And for 7 months, they have simply refused to comply with my request. So I've requested some documentation from the main Fed with respect to this activity, all of which, by the way, is subject to FOIA in any case. Now, I'm sure it's not your opinion that the ranking member of the Senate Banking Committee is entitled to less information than a member of the general public would get through a FOIA request. So can you commit to getting me the information that is now long overdue?
So I am aware that you have submitted a FOIA request and we're processing it now. And I don't know what's asked for. I don't know whether it's actually covered by FOIA, but to the extent that it is, you'll of course get it.
I think it's very important that this committee and Congress understand how the Fed reaches decisions to engage in political advocacy. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Toomey, Senator Reed from Rhode Island is recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. And Chairman Powell, congratulations on your renomination. I believe that President Biden has made two excellent choices, yourself and Governor Bernard. I think you've worked together hand in hand for many years. I think you'll be a superb team. And so I look forward to supporting your nomination and Governor Bernard's nomination also for vice chair. And let me join my colleagues in commending you for an exceptional job with respect to the pandemic. One of the interesting consequences of the pandemic and the employment market is that we've seen wages rise. In fact, we've seen them rise with respect to factory workers, non-supervisory personnel, about 5.8%. And my concern is, would an increase in interest rates in anywhere begin to slow down that rise or indeed reverse it?
So like you, and I think like everyone, we think wages moving up is generally a good thing. But if you look back through history, there are times when wages have moved up in a way that has fostered persistent inflation, and that hurts everyone. It particularly hurts people on fixed incomes. So we don't see that right now, but we do see these are the biggest wage increases in decades. And so we're watching carefully and you know, to the extent we are looking at this year, what we see is an economy where the labor market is recovering incredibly rapidly, really beginning around the middle of last year. The unemployment rate's been dropping at more than 0.3% per month since last June. It's now below 4%, which is pretty close to half century lows. So that part of the employment market is doing very well. Meanwhile, inflation is running very well, very far above our target. And what that's telling us is that the economy no longer needs or wants the very highly accommodative policies that we've had in place to deal with the pandemic and the aftermath. So that's what that's really about. We're really just going to be moving over the course of this year to a policy that is closer to normal, but it's a long road to normal from where we are. Right now we are very highly accommodative, and it is really time for us to begin to move away from those emergency pandemic settings to a more normal level. It really should not have negative effects on the employment market.
Which it's ironic because, as you pointed out in your opening statement, when you took over, we had 11 straight years of significant economic growth, but that was not translated into the wages of most working people, particularly entry level and non-factory workers, et cetera. And now we've seen a situation where that's reversed, and I would hope that we could continue that type of progress. And I know you'll be sensitive to that going forward. One of the interesting things about the situation we face now is that the Fed tools are probably most effective reducing overall demand. But a lot of what we're facing is supply problems. you know, the situation about automobiles, the problem there, in fact, I think used cars are so expensive, they're distorting the inflation numbers significantly. And that's a result of a shortage of microchips and other types of chips, which is a result of the pandemic. These are supply issues. So to what extent will your dealing with demand help supply? And maybe that's the real problem.
No, it really won't. We really can't directly affect supply side conditions. And that's why I mentioned this really is a problem both of very strong elevated demand, particularly in a part of the economy, the goods sector, the durable goods sector, things like washing machines and cars and all of the things that people bought during the course of the pandemic when they couldn't spend money on travel and services. That's where spending is running at a level 20% above where it was before the pandemic. And it's just kind of overwhelmed the supply chains, most of which are global in these days. You're getting parts and fully assembled products coming in. So we can affect the demand side. We can't affect the supply side, but this really is a combination of the two.
Well, a final point I want to make is that the issue of climate change is absolutely critical. It's an economic issue. I don't think you want to see a lot of banks owning property that's literally underwater. But if you look at any of the analysis going forward, that could be the case. So I would hope that the Fed would view this as an economic issue and pursue it as an economic issue that's going to affect us dramatically. My colleague, Senator Whitehouse, has been one of the most staunch visionaries and advocates for that position. And I hope the Fed is responsive. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Reed. Senator Shelby from Alabama is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman Powell, welcome back to the committee. You've spent a lot of time with us in the past. Inflation is currently surging at its highest rate in 40 years. And while I appreciate the decision that the Fed has made to begin tapering, I'm concerned that the Fed missed the boat on addressing inflation sooner. A lot of us are. And as a result of that, the Fed under your leadership has lost a lot of credibility. I only have a little time, so I have a number of questions, and I know you can probably remember them, but maybe together we'll remember them all. But I'd like to touch on this, if you would, like for you to. Why did the Federal Reserve initially forecast inflation to be transitory? Secondly, has your view on the threat of inflation changed? Why? What assurances can you provide here today that the Fed has a better grasp today on inflation than a year ago and so forth? And what factors have caused the U.S. to have greater increases in inflation compared to other developed countries? And I guess lastly, yes, how important is price stability to the American people? And that's a lot of questions, but these are all relevant to your job. Thank you.
Respecting your time, let me go right through these. First, let me say price stability is half of our mandate. There's no basis in the law for preferring maximum employment over price stability or vice versa. They're equal. However, at different times, one of them is farther away from its goal, and that's the one we need to focus on a little bit more. Sometimes that's maximum employment, sometimes it's inflation. I'd say now it's inflation. So on inflation, why do we say transitory? We said that because we thought that these supply side bottlenecks and shortages would be alleviated much more quickly than they have been. There's no empirical experience with this before. We haven't had the global supply chain collapse. We haven't had this kind of a labor force shock before. So we and essentially all other mainstream forecasters forecasted that by now we'd be seeing much lower inflation, and that's not what happened. So what's changed is that, just as I mentioned, the supply side constraints have been very persistent and very durable. We're not seeing really a lot of progress. If you look across, the global supply chains and what's happening domestically, look at our ports, look at Long Beach and LA, the two big ports on the West Coast for Asia. The number of ships at anchor is still at a record level. So we're not really seeing yet the kind of progress we essentially all forecasters really thought we'd be seeing by now. And that's really what's driving it. I think we did foresee the strong spike in demand. We didn't know that it would be so focused on goods, but so that's really what happened. And so I think we learned that it wasn't that it was just this is a unique set of circumstances. We haven't had really the United States economy is so dynamic. The supply side adapts quickly, and there are new companies being started and old companies dying all the time. This is a situation where there actually are hard.
All right, I'm reclaiming my time. How we doing? We doing all right? Nothing crazy is being said. Like the SPY is doing its normal movement on a day-to-day basis. It is near the low of the day, about 60 cents off. But like, come on now. They're not going to talk about balance sheet yet. Come on. That's all I want to see. Balance sheet. What are you going to do? It's the same thing that we always see. Taper. Why do you suck at managing inflation? Like all sorts of this nonsense. Like, come on. Reclaiming my time. I was just reading the chat. You guys are funny. All right, we'll put it back on in a little bit, but come on. Like high limit options, got a new McLaren, attaboy. So I don't know. AMC just went red. SPY's trying to move back up here. They're not saying anything important. Do you guys want to put it back on? We can do it, but like we're just gonna kind of put them back on. Fine. I'm yielding my time.
Stability, and I believe we will, and I'm confident we will. And again, it's not just a question of restraining demand, although that will be, right now we're stimulating demand with very highly accommodative policy. As we move through this year, we will, in all likelihood, we don't know the future, but if things develop as expected, we'll be normalizing policy, meaning we're going to end our asset purchases in March, meaning we'll be raising rates over the course of the year. At some point, perhaps later this year, we will start to allow the balance sheet to run off. And that's just the road to normalizing policy. That's what we're going to be doing. Of course, we're committed. But we do believe, and I think widely it is believed that these supply blockages will be alleviated too, so that there will be more supply as well, more labor force. But people will be coming back into the labor force. We'll see more recovery, although it's been slow from participation. And we'll see these global supply blockages coming down. We'll see some more cars, although that's going to take some time. And that will help as well, getting supply and demand back at the same level.
Senator Menendez from New Jersey is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chair Powell, let me start by reiterating a point that I've made, unfortunately, far too many times.
Hold on. What is this nonsense that they're doing in the securities lending market today? Hold on. What is this nonsense on AMC here? 2.27 million shares borrowed? What the fuck? Stop. You can do it if you want to, but you just jacked up the short interest, estimated short interest, back up over 18. What is this nonsense? What they do it on? Hold on. What did they do it on GME too? A little bit. They're going to pump the utilization. Oh my God. They're going to pump GME's utilization back above 80. This is nonsense. 17.14% estimated short interest. Short interest change today, 6% up. Go for it. If we're going to continue to see, if the SPY gets going in any positive direction here and AME and GME start to get going, good luck with entering those shorts. AME's bouncing off the 200 right now. GME's right around VWAP. The SPY's not really doing a whole lot today. The meeting should be done in like, I don't know, 13 minutes. There's not a whole lot of things going on. Also, if you guys don't mind, as you guys are filtering in, make sure you guys hit that like button on the stream. Just helps out with the algorithm a little bit. Thank you guys so much for those of you who have done that and who are going to. Helps out a whole lot, but that is kind of nonsense. Is it a glitch? Nah, because those be the puts being hedged for on the short interest? No. I don't think so. But Lucid popping back up here. GME's SPY's trying to get up a little bit, and I've reclaimed my time on the stream. So here we go. No more Powell. I mean, I'll get the news over here. Here's the thing. Powell's going to start. They're just going to say stuff, and anything that's important that's going to come out is just going to come on this news feed on my phone. So oh wait, hold on. Is this loud? So we'll just wait for the buzzes to happen. If any crazy statement comes out, we'll get it right here. But there's no real reason at this point to like listen to it because we'll get the information anyway. So everybody's going to win here. So let's see what happens. Let's see. They probably borrowed a bunch just in case. They might have. I mean, that's just kind of nonsense what they're doing over here. They're messing with it today. SPY's trying to move back up here. GME's up 0.94. Amy's up 0.35. Let's see if we can get her back above 2023. All right, more nonsense in the securities lending market today, huh? Let's see. Fed talk nap time. Yeah. So hold on. We will change this back over here. Let's see. What is this over here? All right. They borrowed a lot more than 2 million. Well, they borrowed and returned that 5 million this morning, I guess. So what is it? 707,000 shares on GME today. They're going to pump the utilization tomorrow. Nice. Good for you. 17.15% estimated short interest. Probably a lot higher than that. SPY's staying a little flat right now. Everything's kind of hanging out, waiting for this meeting to be done. Now, I don't think Powell's going to make any crazy comments today. Last meeting like this, he did, and we saw a lot of market moves. But this meeting so far doesn't look like a whole lot of things are going to be happening. If it does, we'll get the news. We'll make money off of it. But other than that, I mean, we're going to get the news. So, like, it doesn't really matter. We don't have to watch it. We're literally just going to get the, oh, here we go. More news. Here we go. Feds, Powell, we have a labor supply problem, obviously. Biden says he's confident that we are on the right track in the pandemic. So, labor supply problem. Now, that basically just means people don't want to work. They don't want to go to the jobs that are open. Now, Powell says big threat to maximum employment is inflation levels. Well, they're already taking care of it right here. SPY selling off a little bit. See, I can just give you the Powell updates right here. Put it back on. Why? I just have the update right here. I'm kind of done with it. Like, they're going to go on for like another 10 minutes, but like, we don't really need it right now. If you want to put it back on, we can. Balance sheet. Hold on.
Continued progress in hiring and in participation is going to require price stability, and that's going to require us to use our.
So Powell says we'll likely allow balance sheet runoff later in 2022. So that's more guidance from the Fed.
Some help from the supply side.
Do you expect inflation to subside as vaccinations increase and supply chains are repaired?
Over time, yes. Over time, the question is how fast, and the risks that we're running in the meantime that inflation psychology starts to get entrenched. But certainly, I believe that, and you make a great point about vaccination. Getting ahead of the pandemic. I mean, I don't think 2 years ago we thought we'd still be having record levels of cases and even close to record levels of hospitalizations. Getting past the pandemic is the single most important thing we can do.
Now, finally, according to the New York Times, New Jersey and other parts of the Northeast were hit particularly hard at the beginning of the pandemic and during the most recent surge, while the Midwest was most strongly affected in November of 2020 and the South at the end of last summer. How closely does the Fed look at differences in regional performance when making policy decisions?
We have to focus on the national level, but of course we follow, in this instance, the earlier Delta, for example, COVID rolled around the country on a regional basis. That's not so much the case with Omicron. It's so contagious, and it's not the same everywhere, but it really is going through the whole country at a pretty rapid rate. But we follow that very, very carefully. You know, I would say we didn't know much about vaccines and pandemics 2 years ago, but we've all had 2 years to learn. So, but we defer to the experts, though. We don't substitute our judgment on medical issues for the experts, but we talk to them all the time.
All right. Well, I look forward to following up with you on the diversity question. Thank you, Richard.
Senator Crapo is recognized from Idaho from his office, I believe.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. And Chair Powell, welcome back to the committee. When you last appeared before the I also asked you about an expected Fed report on digital currencies. You indicated that delays in releasing the report would.
Oh my God, Robot Boy is coming over the loudspeakers right now. Jeez.
And that a release was expected in the coming weeks. However, that report still has not been released. Do you have an update you can share on the status of the report? And are there problems with sharing this report with Congress and the public and what the Fed may be proposing with respect to possibly centralizing public digital currency?
So the report really is ready to go, and I would expect we will drop it. I hate to say it again in coming weeks, but it really is in a situation where it's ready to go. The fall for us, given changes in monetary policy and other things going on, it was hard we didn't get it quite to where we needed to get it, but it's effectively there now. And I will tell you, it's within weeks we will be publishing it. And by the way, it's more going to be an exercise in asking questions and seeking input from the public rather than taking a lot of positions on various issues, although we do take some positions.
All right, thank you. Well, as I hope that you'll be able to meet this.
No, we're gonna have none of that nonsense over here with this dude screaming into the microphone. Freaking Robo Boy over here.
And
Oh my god. Oh my god. That was
discussion.
That dude is just
Time go back
to yield your time, bro. You're done.
to. I know you.
Oh, nope. This is nonsense. Nope.
Inflation.
I don't want to hear it. That's just it. We're not doing that.
Of this year, of this coming year.
First time using a
What do
mic.
you now?
That was important. It was the digital
You
currency
asked
report.
these
You
questions
guys want to listen to that nonsense?
What do you
All right,
now
go for it.
expect
Here you go.
inflationary pressures to
go.
look like throughout this year?
I wouldn't say things have changed much on that front since last November. I think that inflationary pressures do seem to be on track to last well into the middle of next year. And if they last longer than that, then I'll just say that our policy will continue to adapt. Our policy has been adapting to this, for some months. But if inflation is going to last longer, then that would potentially imply more risk of its persistence and ultimately becoming entrenched, and our policy will respond accordingly.
You just said well into the middle of next year. Did you mean this year or through all? And then next.
I meant this year. You're right. I still think it's 2021 sometimes.
Hey, I thought so, but I wanted to be sure what you were. With regard to the question of what's going to happen over the next 3 to 4 months, as we try to deal with the inflationary pressures you've described, if consumer price inflation were to persist over the next 3 or 4 months at somewhere between 5 and 7%, as we are now seeing, and if the unemployment rate were to remain about where it is now, below 4%, what would you expect the tools that the Fed would need to use would be? And I noted in one of your responses on the inflation issue earlier today, I thought I heard you say that the Fed's overnight interest rate would still, even after you may use it as a tool, would still be very low. Could you just discuss I know you can't predict with specificity what the Fed would do, but could you discuss what you expect interest rates to look like as you utilize that tool?
Sure. So I think to your point, we're at a place where unemployment is now very low, historically low, and inflation is well above target, and the economy no longer needs this very highly accommodative stance of policy. And I would expect that this year, 2022, will be a year in which we take steps toward normalization. That will involve raising the federal funds rate. That will involve ending asset purchases in March. And perhaps later this year, depending on the run of things, we would also see ourselves beginning to allow the balance sheet to shrink. So that's what I think that's the broad picture of what I see happening. The committee hasn't made any decisions about the timing of any of that. And I think we're going to have to be both humble and a bit nimble here. If you go back and look at where we were a year ago today in the economy, vaccines were arriving. I think that in my thinking, there was the idea that that'll really help us get past the pandemic, and it has helped a lot, but yet we're at all-time record cases and approaching record hospitalizations nationally. So the thing has stayed with us longer, and I think we're going to have to be open to the changing environment, and monetary policy is going to have to adapt as we learn more. And then we're going to learn a lot about the path of inflation, particularly as it relates to these supply side blockages we've had over the course of the first 6 months of the year and every month, really.
So do I understand, are you saying that if the pandemic remains problematic and aggressive, that would impact the timing of any decisions the Fed might make in terms of the federal funds rate?
So I'd say it could, but what's happened is the economy has made all these gains in the face of during 2021, we had 2 major pandemic outbreaks, 2 variant outbreaks, and really the beginning of 21 was dominated by a very strong wave of the original COVID. So, and yet the economy, we made tremendous progress in the labor market in 2022 21, and growth is at a multi-decade high in 2021. So I expect the economy to continue to be able to deal with these outbreaks. I think it is likely, though, if the experts are right and Omicron is going to go through really quickly and peak perhaps within a month and then come down after that, I think it's likely you will see lower hiring and perhaps a pause in growth and that kind of thing. But it should be short-lived. It should be. And then the economy, the forecast for the rest of the year, or certainly for the next quarter or two, would be a very positive one. Very positive.
And if that happened, would that increase the likelihood of Fed action to increase the federal funds rate, or would it do that?
If that all happens, I think what we're seeing is an economy that functions right through these waves of COVID, and my colleagues and I see that, and you see that every quarter we write down projections of interest rates. They're individual projections. They're not a committee plan or anything like that. But broadly speaking, all members of the committee see interest rate increases coming this year. The median was 3. But that's going to depend on data. It's going to depend on the progress we see on the supply side, the progress we see on inflation. And we honestly don't know. There's risk on both sides, really, on growth and potentially on inflation as well. So we're going to have to be just very attentive to what's happening in the economy and willing to adapt pretty nimbly our policy as we go through the year.
Thank you, Senator Crapo. Senator Tester from Montana is recognized.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't know if there's any way to turn that mic down, but that was almost painful. I mean, it was tough. Not the questions, Crapo, just the intensity.
Somebody had to say it. Somebody had to say it. All right, I've reclaimed my time. I think we're done with that. We let it go for an hour. Nothing really too crazy is happening. We're done. Spy's moving back up here. Let's see what's going to happen here. Amy back into the green. I know you guys probably missed my voice. I know. It's fine. You didn't have to say it. Let's see. SCV Synthetic Ankles. Thank you so much for the supers. I appreciate that, man. This is for your chair. Hey, chair, make AMC go up. Yeah, I mean, come on now. That's kind of nonsense that we're seeing there. That's my senator. There you go. They were just kind of that dude. Like somebody had to say it. All right, so Amy looking decent over here, coming back up, trying to get that test of the 50 MA now. AMD making its way back up there as well. Spy kind of doing something similar. Let's see what's going to happen over here. Turn your mic down. It's not me, it's him. Oh, I think you're saying that too. Crenshaw, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, for everybody new filtering in right now, if you guys don't mind hitting that like button, just helps out with the algo a little bit. I thought I was on the Fed channel. You were. We got to change the title now. Now we're going to say Powell on, Powell off. No, hold on. What are we saying over here? Let's see. Back to. Dang. All right. No more Powell. Here we go. Oh, we got the Duck Gang coming in. What is going on, Ducks? My name isn't Justin Frozen Peas and Meat Juice. What's up, man? How you doing? All right, we got Amy popping back into the green. Let's see if we can get Amy back above 23. That's what we want to see, just to say a screw you to the market maker. Here we go, people. DWAC buy side is not filled out. DWAC was ripping. DWAC was getting up there. What's it at now? 62? Came down a little bit off the high. Watch DWAC. DWAC always does all of these like massive moves to the upside and then just sells off hard. So watch out for DWAC over here. Vix, you say that, but then turn it back on. Nah, we're done with it now. We are done with it. We're gonna get the news that we need over here, and like I'll just have the news feed up. Spy's coming back up here again. This is why I wasn't looking at getting any spy plays, and we got out around here today. We were just kind of done with it. Get that easy spy put. I mean, I still got some other stuff going on over here. What's going on with AMD? Come on, AMD, get up there, huh? Get up there, AMD. Let's go. Ortex on Prog. Yeah, for all the new people filtering in right now, we're going to do this Ortex on GME and AMC first because it's honestly drunk. 720,000 shares borrowed against GME today, 17.15% estimated short interest. AMC, they borrowed over like 2 million shares. Now we're at 2292 right now. We're slowly making our way up. 2.27 million shares borrowed against AMC today, 18.06% estimated short interest. They're messing around again in the securities lending market. Let's see what happens. So now Prague over here, we've got 92% utilization. We have also high cost to borrow, 12.6% estimated short interest. Utilization is kind of middle of the road for what Prague has been, a little bit lower. AMD getting a pop here. SPY moving back up. Let's see if AMC and GME are going to get some pops off of this. If we can start running back up to previous day highs, this could be sweet. But SPY is getting a little bit of action here, people. Here we go. Here we go. How high is SPY going? I don't know, man. I mean, SPY, it can go on a little bit of a run today. If it goes into the green, that would be sweet. AMD's having a nice day today. I do have a little bit of a little YOLO weekly call position on AMD. What's going on with Lucid now? Is Lucid coming back to life, or is it kind of getting Oh, there she is. There we go, Lucid. Here we go. Calls next week. Going to go boom. Yeah, the only issue is that we have inflation numbers coming out tomorrow. If those aren't aligned with expectations, rut-row. All right, so we got the SPY popping right now. Let's see what Powell said. Willing to adapt policy pretty nimbly. That's what we're kind of popping up on right now, that statement. So he's not going to come in and just hammer everything with rate hikes and tapering and cutting down the balance sheet. So that's a good thing that we're seeing right here. SPY's moving up. Amy back in the green, looking for that push above 23. Lucid doing good. GME in the green. All right, people, here we go. Was able to buy my covered calls back from yesterday. There you go. Here comes the SPY. She might come. If it breaks the 200 MA, that would be pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. All right, Amy's testing its 50 right now. Let's see if we can break above. Let's see. Public office officials should forfeit their ability to trade in open markets. Yeah, they should just be able to buy ETFs. Is NVIDIA going with AMD, or is it selling off hard? It was down pretty, coming back up here. Nice little W on NVIDIA right now. Interesting. What's AMD? Is AMD getting a little bit more action? Yep. Very, very nice over here. Let's see what's going to happen with the overall market here. This is looking decent, people. I think the markets have already priced a lot of this in. That's why these last few days have been so painful. Yeah, they're already kind of pricing it in. What's your moving average setup? So these are just normal moving averages right here. There's the 50, the 100, the 200, and the VWAP. We're kind of in the range right here, which typically we're not going to see any crazy moves. If we break above or below the range, that's when we start to see crazy moves. But typically it's going to move with the 50. It's going to use the 50 as support or resistance and really kind of just pick its direction that way. That's what we've seen. That's how I trade SPY, and that's how it's been working out. So and then on the trading view, I've got the 1348 stuff set up. So I use two different charts basically to look at it and be like, all right, well, this is what I'm looking at. Do you think it's a coincidence that CFVI and DWAC move together? Yeah, probably. I mean, they're new SPACs, so the SPACs could get go. Oh, Amy coming up here a little bit, looking for that break above 23 again. The SPY's getting a little action. AMD coming up. Ooh, here we go, people. Here we go, Chelsea. But yeah, all right. Well, slowly approaching VWAP on AMC. Yeah. Yep. I mean, we're hitting the 100 right now. We're seeing the 50 start to flatten out. Same thing on the SPY over here. SPY's breaking above its 200 right now. Hold on. Did they cut the Powell stuff? Is Powell done? Because if Powell's done, Powell's still on. So we're going to still get some stuff from Powell. So the market could still move a little bit. But right now we're seeing a little bit of a W on the SPY today. Little double bottom around here. Could get going to the upside a little bit. Let's see. This could be a bullish day. Here we go. 12% on DWAC. Whew. AMD coming up nicely here. That's what we want to see, huh? I mean, we're approaching my strikes, I think. AMD flat on those. Lucid in the green. Apple contracts in the green. BBIG slightly in the red, but those got some time. Let's see here. DWAC 62, 62.50. Woo, that thing is ripping right now. SPY calls. Let me look. I wouldn't take anything until Powell's off. That's the thing. I'm not doing anything with SPY until I know Powell is no longer talking. So, wow, DWAC is spiking. Woo, that thing is going hard right now. Up 132% on DWAC calls. There you go. Fun and DWAC are starting to squeeze. Yeah, they could. DWAC calls printing. There you go. There you go. All right, here we go, people. Antics, that one was for you. All righty. Please don't go to jail. Who would go to jail? Buying weeklies on DWAC at 90. Oh, my God, because it goes... you could. I mean, those could hit. If they hit, you could be in good. All right, we'll do a little Ortex update on DWAC, though. But DWAC is pumping right now. Pumping. DWAC. Let's see what we got on Ortex for DWAC. See what's going on over here. Let's see. Wow. 99% utilization. Very high cost to borrow. This thing could get squeezy. Do we take a little bit of a YOLO on DWAC? Hold on. Let's check the 1348 on the 4 hour. Maybe we go with a monthly on DWAC just to see. DWAC, 4 hour. Oh, it crossed. Oh, this thing is getting nutty. All right, hold on. What's the chain looking like on DWAC? I'll show you guys. Let's see. What's the chain looking like for the February monthly? Spend $200 for the 90 in February. I don't know. That's not really hitting my appetite over there, but we'll see. My 90s on DWAC already up 200%. Are they weeklies though? They might be weeklies. Just bought 44 more shares and gifted 2 shares to my kids. There you go. Tilray is good. Sundial's joke. Yeah, I don't know. Lucid or Texas Wild. Is it really? Am I going to get a little squeeze action on Lucid this week? Because that could be wild. Oh my God, Lucid. Lucid, you shouldn't have 100% utilization, really high cost to borrow, 18% estimated short interest. They're trying to short Lucid. They're trying. What's Lucid doing right now? Lucid, I mean, it's up a decent amount today, 5%. That could continue if the shorts really start to get forced out. So we're at 2280 to 82 right now on AMI. The SPY is getting rejected off of its 200 MA. AMC, same thing with its 50. GME down to 0.27. AMI looks like it's going to go flat right now. Let's see here. There are weekly, says no more games. Ah, gotcha. I mean, I'm happy you're killing it. Let's see. Sundial has a big community. It does. I just think their business model is kind of weird. All right, SPY popping back up here. Let's see. Lucid is up 5.85%. How's AMD looking right now? All right, we're getting some more Powell comments. AMD looking good. No more Powell. Powell trying to get policy to neutral place, perhaps tighten. That doesn't sound very bullish, does it now? All right, let's see here. Got my eye on Sundial. Yeah, I mean, it's got decent. I think it's got decent short interest numbers. It's nothing crazy though. Like nothing crazy. All right, SPY trying to come back up here. Lucid, where we at? Lucid? Come on, get up there. That's what we want to see out of you. You want to see Lucid go right up. All right. Everybody talking about some. Missed the Powell talk. What's your main highlight? Nothing really happened in the Powell talk. There was nothing that really jumped out at me from Powell. Some things were moving the market a little bit, but nothing too wild. So SPY's moving back up now. Lucid getting a pop here. Here we go. Let's see if Lucid can get all the way back up to 44.87, the previous day high. And let's see if AMC and GME can come with it. The market, after Powell leaves today, we could see a little bit of bullish momentum come back in. So hopefully we end up seeing that. It would be really great to see. I mean, AMI is slightly in the green right now. GME is slightly in the red, but let's see what we're going to see here. Delisted on what? Hold on. F that meeting, they all lie. Yeah. NVIDIA on the 5-minute. Hold on. I'll pull it. Lucid. Let me look at NVIDIA on the 5-minute. Oh, this is the 4-hour. Whoopsies. Hold on. Let me get this up here. All right. So, okay. So, NVIDIA on the 5-minute, the 13 is crossing the 48 right now. But it's wobbly. Like it's done. It crossed below today, crossed above today, and crossed below and then back up. So it is moving up right now. So AMD could be getting a little bit of a pop off this too, because AMD is kind of the leader today. Yeah, AMD is getting a pop here. Amy's getting a pop. Here we go. SPY coming up. GME just went green. Come on, people. Here we go. Keith, thank you so much for the super. I appreciate that a lot, man. Thank you very much. Bought 200 shares of AMC as it has hung below VWAP, bringing my total shares in AMC over 4,000. Attaboy. I am bullish AF. Let's go AMC GME. Attaboy, Keith. Keith, thank you so much for that super. I really, really appreciate that, man. All right. So AMD right now up 2.8. SPY's moving up here. Ooh, here it comes. Do we do some SPY calls today now? Do we switch the direction? Hold on. Let me check out SPY on the 5-minute. See if it's crossing. Not yet. On the 3-minute, I bet it's crossed. It's about to cross. You know what? I don't know. Love your energy. It's contagious. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Okay. I'm still not going to do anything until Powell says anything. I still have a lot of exposure to other stuff. How's Apple doing? Is Apple going green? Apple. Ooh. Apple, new day highs. Here we go. Printing. Oh, Apple, you shouldn't have. Apple, you shouldn't. Hood calls printing? No, we're going to have none of that nonsense. Sorry. 46% on Apple, 11% on Lucid, 6% on AMD right now. All winners so far. All winners. And the Apple and Lucids were free. Roblox doing decent. Yeah, Roblox was looking good. Apple is getting really pumped up right now. Spy's coming up too. This is looking good. Come on, Amy. Oh, Amy just went above 23 again. Very good. Gme's up 0.5%. AMC is up 1% right now. Let's see if we can get back up to the day high at 23.75. Break 24. Say, screw you to the market makers. I feel like I shouldn't curse as much anymore, but let's see. He gets his energy from liquid IV and keeping his ankles healthy. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, let's see. DWAC dump incoming. Yeah, it could. Spy's kind of chilling out here. Let's see what's going to happen with Apple. I mean, my Apple calls are for next week, not this week. My Lucid call, those are for this week. So, more notices on Powell. Powell, we want labor force participation to come back. Nice. Thanks for that nothing burger of a comment. Lucid coming down. Nvidia, how are we doing over here? Still coming up. Nvidia selling off a little bit, but let's see what Spy's going to do here. AMC hanging right around 23. We're looking all right, people. Rejected off VWAP. It rejected, yeah, off VWAP. Can I check? Robert, stop spamming. No, you get a timeout for that, but I am going to check it for you because I also want to see it, but don't spam. We're not playing those silly games over here. Whoa, 99.7% utilization. We have 23.6% estimated short interest. Pretty high cost to borrow. Days to cover 1.44. I believe that's stepping up because BBIG has a pretty, I think we're doing good over here. All right, Spy doing its thing. Nvidia trying to make a move. Amy hanging right around 22.90. I mean, we're looking at a good spot right here. Did you already sing? Nah. Just bought my dollar cost average down to 28.77. There you go. There you go. Oh, Nvidia popping. That means my AMD call should be pretty. Not as much as I would like them to. Spy really getting some action here. Really getting a little bit of a pump up here on the Spy. Very, very nice. Let's see. Go sit in the corner. No. You just got to think about what you've done. Uptown bullies. What's up? SV, why is AMC's cost to borrow so low? Very easy explanation of this. I talked about it in the video last night. Institutions have bought shares from us over the last 2 quarters, putting their percent ownership a lot higher than it previously was. Now, since these institutions are going to be loaning out some shares, the basket of the total amount of shares that they are willing to lend is higher. Utilization is amount of shares on loan. Numerator, denominator is the amount of shares that institutions are willing to lend. The denominator has increased. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's more shares out on loan, but if there's more shares that there's willing to lend, then you got to think about the securities lending market as just like simple supply and demand and scarcity. So if there's scarcity in the securities lending market, then you're going to have to pay more to get your hands on whatever that specific good is. In this case, it's lendable shares. For the other case, well, right now, there's no scarcity in the securities lending market. They can take out shares on loan if they want to. So if there's an abundance of something, well, it's going to cost you less to get that good. That's why the cost to borrow is so low. Daddy, thank you for the super. GoPro Golden Cross on Daily Candles. Thoughts on the company and setup. Ortex on GoPro. Keep up the positivity. I will give you that Ortex update. And thank you so much for that super. I appreciate that, my man. GRPO, I think is what it is. I think it's what we're looking at. Go. Maybe it's not. What's the ticker? GPRO. No. 8.23% utilization, 10% short interest, really low cost to borrow. Nothing really going on in the securities lending market for that thing. DWAC isn't done yet. Yeah, I don't think so too. I think it could easily keep going. Let's see here. The basket, are we talking about Kenny G as a basket? No, but that's why the cost to borrow is so low. It's just they bought the shares. Wow, Spy. I mean, do we want to YOLO some Spy contracts? I mean, what's it saying on the 5-minute right now? On the 3-minute, it just crossed. It's above everything. The 5-minute, it looks like it's about to cross. What's the premium on it? What's the premium on this? Freaking, I mean, I have so much exposure on the upside to all these other things. I don't really need any YOLO Spy calls right now. So I'm going to leave everything as is, see if I can hit these other plays. I don't really need any because if Spy just keeps ripping, Apple, Lucid, and all these other plays that I have are going to come up too. So I don't really need it. ISIG, is it ripping? Up 3%. Not bad. Not bad. We want, Amy's chilling out right above the 23 right now. GME's coming up 132.15. Looking decent over here. Fed hearing was so off topic. Yeah, they didn't really say anything. Here's my little DD. Max call concentrated at 25. Max bud's at 23. Max pain is 23 for this week. Fun. Is it going? Is fun going with DWAC? The premium on fun might be a little bit lower. Fun's going a little bit, but they're both coming down. Spy is getting jumpy here. That's going to be nice for everything else. How's Lucid looking right now? Come on, Lucid, squeeze. Man, Lucid coming down to the 50. Apple, what's it looking like on Apple right now? Apple, oh, looks like those Apple calls are going to start to print, huh? I love that. Love that. What about AMD? Is AMD coming up too? Oh, here we go, everybody. Making some. Oh, shoot. We did just get the SPY indication. I don't know. I'm going to leave it because I have exposure on other stuff too. So let's see what happens over here. The AMDs are up 15%, 16%. The Apples are up 78%. That's nice right there. 80% on Apple calls right now. Taking the small wins. Here we go. Here we go, everybody. 65% on SPY, 466. Attaboy. Let's see. AMD. If you want to learn about the 1348, just go to Review Dork's channel and watch some of his videos. He breaks it down very well. We're working on some other stuff too. So stay tuned. We're going to have some interesting stuff coming out for you guys over the next couple of weeks. We got some stuff going on. What do I think of Tilray? I think you need to see like big, widespread legislation in order to see those stocks go. The problem is you're most likely going to see the pumps and the dumps on those stocks. Do I want to hold those stocks long? You can if you. I mean, it is most likely it's going to get like completely, perfectly legalized forever, everywhere. Don't get in trouble for it. Just like booze is right now. That will most likely happen eventually. But who's going to be the winners and losers and who's going to be able to stay solvent until then is the real question. SPY coming back down here. I mean, this is kind of why I don't want any of these SPY contracts because it just went nuclear right here. But let's see. Next DWAC rip in 4 minutes. There you go. Looks like Pelosi got another winning lotto ticket. There you go. Corey says Tilray going to 30 next week. Interesting. 100% on SPY calls. There you go. There you go. I didn't even sing yet. That's true. I did not sing yet. Let's see. What do we got going on over here, people? What do we got? Cease and desist order. Ooh, interesting. Let's go AMC. Yeah, just below 23 right now. SPY is kind of selling off. We might have gotten some Powell news just now, something that spooked the market. Yep, we haven't made any decisions regarding balance sheet reduction. Ooh, okay. So we're not getting any guidance on that. We'll talk about it again at the January meeting. So they are still talking about it. So I mean, that's kind of neutral right now. We just didn't get any more guidance on what they're going to do with the balance sheet reduction. But he also said they're going to look at doing something. What was it? By the end of 2022, they were going to look at doing something about it then. So we've got some time on the balance sheet. So let's see what happens here with everything. Trying to get a little bit of a pop back up. Sorry for the spam. Was asking. Okay, yeah, you're good, man. Just try not to spam. Like that's why I don't ban people usually. I just give them a timeout and just go with that. All right, flattening out on the 50 MA on AMC. That's not bad. SPY. Ooh, nice little candle here. Come on, Apple, do your thing. AMD, get up there. Get up there. Oh, AMD getting a pop here. That's what we want to see. New day highs on AMD. Those calls are gonna print. Looks like this 1348 strategy is pretty good. I like it. We tend to make 2, 3, 4 meetings to make such decisions. Okay, so the Fed balance sheet stuff is going to take some time to play out. That's essentially what he's saying. AMD calls up 21%, Apple calls up 65, Lucid calls down 16. But Lucid could get squeezy. Lucid could get really, really squeezy. And remember, the Apple calls that I had and the Lucid calls, they're free from the SPY trade yesterday. And we made a little bit more on SPY today. Like not a lot, but a little bit. Keep that cash balance alive, stack up the small wins, and you can keep it going. Let's see here. All righty. You know what we need? Rockets and basketballs. Run it. It's rockets and basketballs. Here we go. Come on. Give me those rockets and basketballs, people. That's what we need to see right now. Amy trying to bounce off that 50. That's what we want to see. What about Neo? Neo was looking good. AMD trying to make a new day high over here. Looking good. SPY. Everything's looking good. Corey with the rocket. There we go, people. Yeah, also for everybody filtering in right now, if you guys don't mind hitting that like button, just helps out with the algo. As always, thank you guys so much for all the support you've been giving me recently. You guys are awesome. Thank you. You're stacking small gains. I'm stacking large losses. We're not the same. Hey, man, you got to take what you can get in this marketplace. Imagine if I held those SPY calls up until now. I'd be pissed. Oh, it's working. It's working, everybody. It's working. There you go. There you go, people. Hold on. More Powell news. Powell balance sheet runoff to be sooner, faster than last cycle. Watch the SPY. Watch the SPY on that comment. Let's see if it's going to get a little candle. Here we go. Here we go, people. Let's see what's going to happen. We're seeing a pretty interesting day today. Honestly, like this is a kind of a wild day. Would you accept a $20,000 loan to make us some money? I would not. That's illegal. Very not allowed. All right. Let's see. Wow, these AMD. What do I have on AMD for this week? I don't even know what the strike is. Oh, perfect. Fine with me. I'll take that all day long. Happy birthday, STV. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. No, we need you to sing Frozen. I'd rather not. There's a guy who played poker or blackjack for you in Vegas. That's kind of strange. AMC coiling on the bull pennant. My name is Justin Frozen Peas and Meat Juice. What's up, man? How you doing? Jack Dorsey just retweeted something. What did he retweet? What did he retweet? Unusual whales. Whoa, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, it was the report on all the politicians. That's pretty wild. What do I have for AMD? I have I think I can say it now because you probably shouldn't get these now. I have the 139s for this week. Do not get that. The play has already started to go. They're expensive and it may not work. I am an idiot. Don't do it. Don't do anything that I say. I will tell you the strategies as to why or why not to enter the trade, but do not just YOLO randomly on things that I say on the stream. That is not allowed. That is not what we're here for. Think Jack Dorsey will join our side? No. I will accept $20,000 in return for nothing. There you go. Yeah, AMD looks like it wants to get spicy again. If SPY starts coming up, the markets are all right. AME's bouncing off the 50 again. GME is flat. AMC's up 0.5%. Here we go. I'm here for Frozen. Says see more butts. Nice, interesting, great name. You're very mature over here. All right, everybody. You guys are funny. You guys are funny. 13 crossed on SPY. What time frame? On the 5. Yeah, just crossed on the SPY. I don't want it right now just because we've already done it. And I think Powell's still talking. Yeah, Powell's still talking right now. I'm not messing around with any of that nonsense. So let's see. If Powell comes off, I'll start messing around with it. But I already have plays out there. See, the thing is that if SPY starts to get jumpy, well, my Apple and AMD calls are going to print. I don't really need anything crazy. But if SPY starts to come down, then I can start to get some SPY puts and hedge it. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here. I don't need the extra SPY exposure to the upside. Would it be nice? Yeah. But is it stupid to do it and just YOLO in on a bunch of bullish bets today? Yeah, that's not the smartest thing to do. Let's see. Let's see here. Any AMC calls for next Friday or the first week in Feb? Nah, I don't have any. I still have some for next week, but like, I don't know. I'm just kind of leaving them there to see what happens. Amy. He owns Square still? Yeah, but he stepped down as CEO of Twitter. 175 GME coming at the end of the week, says Corey. That would be sweet. All right, SPY's kind of hanging out here. Little bit of a flag. If it starts to get jumpy, everything's starting to curl here. But the MACD on the 1 minute curling into the red. What's it saying on the 5 minute? The 5 minute says bullish. So that's why I'm looking at this. Now that's called negative beta. I guess so, man. I guess so. Let's see. Let's see. 2292 on Amy. Man, AMD is still looking strong right now. How's Apple doing? Apple sell off a little bit? Nah, Apple's still pretty close to the highs. The 50's crossing above the 200. That's good to see. What about Lucid? Is Lucid starting to go? Lucid bouncing off the 50, not bad over here. Here we go. How's Ortex looking? A bunch of nonsense, honestly, if we're being honest. Ortex is looking just a bunch of nonsense. Look at this. Oops, hold on. Right here. So Ortex on AMC right now, they borrowed 2.43 million shares. Nonsense over here on AMC. They jacked up the short interest, and guess what? They did the same thing on GME today with like 800,000 shares that they borrowed. 720,000 shares that they borrowed on GME today. They pumped the short interest 6% on GME. That utilization tomorrow. Hold on. Did I just glitch? Hold on. What's I'm glitching over here. Are we all right still? Are we good? Are we all right? Did I just glitch out? Sorry. Sorry about that. My Wi-Fi just cut out randomly. Awesome. Awesome. Amazing. GME flying. Oh, yeah. Right as I glitch, that's pretty funny. Right as I glitch out, AMC and GME just get nice candles. Awesome. Very nice. And it happened again. That's silly. Yeah, if you guys don't mind just hitting the like button on the stream, just helps out. YouTube's been playing a lot recently, so that's kind of nonsense. That wasn't very nice of them to do, but GME, nice little pop here, up 1%. Amy up 1.26. Spy getting some candles here. Apple, you know what to do. Dixie, thank you so much for the super. I really, really appreciate that. Lucid puts Friday expiration next week due to lockup. You could. I have Lucid calls that expire this week that I don't want to hold through the lockup. Here's the thing with the lockup. If they don't sell anything, the stock is going to explode because everybody's going to know that the lockup is like a lot of people could sell shares. But if they don't, what does that tell us? Well, everybody thinks the stock is going to be a lot higher over however many years or months that they want to hold it for. But if they do start selling, which they probably will, it's not really anything to be that crazy about. Like if the lockup comes and we start seeing sell-offs, I will 100% start to get leaps on Lucid because the 4-hour chart, like on the 1348, it looks wild. Are you on the complex's Wi-Fi? Yeah. Keep glitching so he can run. All right, I'll try. I'll try to artificially manufacture a glitch so we can get some big green candles. Corey, the GME options chain for next week isn't crazy. The VWAP is, I literally just clicked VWAP. There's no, I didn't change it at all. And then I have the 50, the 100, and the 200 for moving averages. Let it go. All right, we're not doing that again. We cannot play around with that nonsense. It didn't work on GME. Let's see. SPY coming down a little bit here. Apple kind of staying around the highs right here. Let's see. What do you think about the SENS FDA approval soon? It only ran like 10% when the news came out. Well, here's the thing. That might have been the news price again. So the thing with that new FDA approval is, one, it's going to be really good for the business long term, and they're going to be able to compete with Dexcom. Like they're going to have a better product, I believe. But they've already said that they're expecting FDA approval, and it ran. If it comes out that they don't, it's going to tank. If it comes out that they do get their FDA approval, well, then they might just stay flat or sell off because it's already priced in. So that's going to be a weird one. Let's see. About to buy $1 billion of AMC and start the squeeze. Brian, welcome. Let's see. Everything's looking like it wants to continue up today. So let's see what happens here. What's Ford doing? It's probably doing all right with the EVs having it. Ooh, no. Ford, I mean, it's kind of just following the market today. Down 7 cents, nothing too crazy on Ford. Amy is just kind of hanging around its 50 MA. We need some more buying volume to come in. What's the volume on AMC today? 16.36 million, pretty decent. GME is getting a little flickery over here. Pretty interesting. Do you think AMD 145 this week? It could. If we see a chip maker rally into earnings, it's going to get nutty. I got to look at that. Tonight or during break today, I might start looking at earnings and start setting some stuff up. He's my favorite senator. There you go. Yeah, what was that on GME? Absolute nonsense, because here's the thing. It's on SSR, but they took out 700,000 shares today. Let's see here. Keith, thank you so much for the super, man. I really, really appreciate that. Shout out to all you guys who do send those in. You guys don't have to if you don't want to, but it really helps out a whole lot. Thank you guys. Keith says, it always creeps me out when GME and AMC charts run identical. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Bill Huang style. I like it. I like it. Did you already discuss Citadel getting money from Sequoia? Yeah, it doesn't really mean anything. They're just trying to, in my mind, they're setting up to go public. SPY getting a little candle here. AMD trying to get up to the previous day high at 136.89. GME hanging out in its range of the moving averages in VWAP. Same thing with Amy. If we can get a break above, that would be pretty sweet. SSR is a joke. Yep. I walked away and I swear I heard you sing. I did. Sorry. Take a look at AMC option chain for this week. Possible gamma. There's a lot of action. I mean, we do have a little bit of a gamma ramp if we start to go. What are the puts looking like? Oh, yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. If we run through 26, if we can get to 26, I think somebody was talking about that earlier. 26 is going to be decent because we're going to see that stretch out. We're going to see, like, remember, what we've been talking about is I don't think they're hedging the calls. The reason is that their system only cares about becoming directionally neutral. They don't care how they do it. They just care that they are delta neutral. So if we can stay within this range right now, around 22, below max pain, they can push the call deltas lower and the put deltas higher. So they can balance. It's a balancing act that they're playing. But if we go up to 26, the amount of puts in the money drops significantly, and we see a bunch of calls run in the money. So it just goes like this, from being tight like this to just whoop, right here. So that is going to really maybe cause them to start hedging. SPY's trying to get a little action here. AMD's pushing previous day highs. AMC is just kind of chilling out. GME kind of out of its range right now, but nothing too crazy. Very slightly in the red, down 23 cents. Nothing too wild going on. We can barely get over 23. Yeah, but if we start to get going, it could hold on. What do we got? Powell, US debt is on an unsustainable path and best start dealing with it soon. Pop. SPY pop off that. That's AMD new day highs. Here we go. 75% on Apple calls right now, 18% on AMD. We are slowly and steadily stacking up the cash balance here. Here we go. US debt has always been unsustainable. Absolutely. Hey, Vix, do you think that there will be more buying pressure when these big January options dates roll around? If yes, would it be smarter to wait for those days? If I buy, I didn't care if I get in low. It doesn't really matter. Your buying pressure for like one individual retail investor, it's probably not going to do a whole lot. Just point it out there. It needs to be like an institution that comes in and just goes, boom, sparks the FOMO. Did Powell speak? Yeah, we were listening to Powell for a little bit, but nothing too crazy was happening. SPY's getting a little jumpy here. So anybody doing the 1348 with SPY right now on the 5 minute is probably slightly in the green. I'm not doing it just because I have AMD and Apple exposure, which is like basically the same thing as SPY exposure right now. Let's see. I'll send you a super after the MOS. Mark, you guys don't have to send in supers if you guys don't want to. Let's see. AMD pushing new day highs here. These AMD calls going to be printing. Breakout coming within 2 minutes. I think you could be right. Everything is starting to move to the upside here. SPY is getting interesting here. What are these Apple calls going? 80%. That's not bad. AMD calls, these could be a little bit better than what we're seeing right now, but AMD is getting jumpy. I think my contracts are $2 out of the money right now. Let's see. AME getting a little candle. Same with Jimmy. Here we go. Yeah, so if you guys don't mind just hitting that like button on the stream. Thank you guys so much for all the support today. We're at 1,300 likes. Oh my God. 1348 working great, says Julie. We are printing. We are forward running. Hold on. What is it saying on 1348? F. Ford Motor Company. It crossed a little while ago. Just crossed above the 200 EMA. I like it. How's Lucid doing with all of this? Lucid looks honestly, it looks a little squeezy. It's not really doing a whole lot right now, but Jesus, SPY, what are you doing over here? Bring Amy with you, huh? Who is Jimmy? GME. Took my SPY put profit before Powell, then bought calls. Hit profit big today. Jack Frost. Thank you, man. That's a really good way to play it. That's how I was playing it too. I just felt a little weird with Spy and Powell. I mean, risk it for the biscuit, man. You're killing it right now if you're playing these spy calls on these lows down here. I mean, again, I just have Apple and AMD, so like in Lucid, so like there's no reason for me to continually push it. If they hit, they hit. Let's see, 5-minute AMC. DMA looks hot. Interesting. We need a big boom boom candle here. That's what we need to break out of this range. Can we get it? Absolutely. We've just been chilling around 20. Here comes SPY again. Here comes SPY. UX stocks extend gains. NASDAQ up 1%. There we go. 89% on Apple, 35% on AMD. My Lucid calls somehow are still in the red. Not after that move, though, right now. We're down $1. With chicken land, here we come. All right. I really feel like I should FOMO on SPY, but at the same time, I feel like that's stupid. But we'll see. Played SPY calls from the major dip yesterday, up 700%. Atta boy. $100 says we have the usual AMC afternoon rip. There we go. Here it comes, 2301. Let's see if we're going to get it here. No, struggling over here. GME kind of staying flat. Remember, they took out a bunch of shares against AMC and GME today to try to hold it down. So let's see what's going to happen with those. I don't know, man. It could. DWAC pushing. Is it really again? The whack. 13% on DWAC. Wow, it is going. STV makes good days great. Mad Hatter, thank you so much for the super. I appreciate that. Not with gimmicks or clickbait. I have been seeing that viewer count rise recently, deservingly so. Good on you, my guy. Mad Hatter, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Do it on SPY, the 1348. I mean, you're crushing it right now. It already hit a while ago. We were looking at it. Ford is looking decent. Hold on, SPY. I mean, I might as well make another play today. Screw it. SPY crossed, and it's going. MACD hit. Yeah, this looks decent. All right, hold on. I'll do something on the SPY. I'll throw $100 at it. Let's see what we can hit here. I'll do like a big YOLO, like a really out of the money YOLO on SPY just for funsies. If it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit. But let's see. We'll do this one right here. And we'll get 2 of them. A quick flip in and out. Let's see. Did I get that filled? Nope. Oh my God, it's ripping. Hold on. Let's see what happens here on the SPY. All right. I got filled. Let's see what happens with this. 1348 is playing out good. We did this yesterday. I don't know. If it dies, it dies. I already have contracts that are up. Let's see if we can squeeze a little bit more out of the SPY and see what happens here. I mean, I am late on this. So you guys are in it way earlier than I am, but I am late on this trade right now. So let's see what happens. Who knows if we're going to get some bullishness going into today. Let's see here. Bot in chat. Yeah, I didn't see that. I was trading. All right. Here it comes. Here it comes. All right, I'm already up 6%. Nice. Cool. Let's see what happens here with the SPY. I mean, everything's looking decent. DWAC coming back up. What about Lucid? Lucid up 6. Wow. Apple's probably going nutty right now with this SPY move. Yep, Apple going crazy. Here we go, everybody. Making some money. Make it a quickie. Yeah. All right. Now we're up 4%. SPY, what doing? Up 30% on SPY calls in 10 minutes, says STV's neighbor. Yeah, these are like YOLOs. So like if it starts to run a little bit, these are going to print. If it doesn't, then I'm screwed. But you know what? You got to risk it for the biscuit. And I'm not going to allow myself to take a big loss on it. So we'll see what happens here. On the 5-minute, it is still looking really good. Really good. So let's see what happens here. AMD hit 145. There's no way. That is cap. You are capping. Wow, I'm literally only $1 out of the money on these AMD calls. This is ridiculous right here. This is ridiculous. Well, we're printing today. DWAC above 64 should make a rip. How close to the strike do you play to get gains like that? On what? On which one? Lucid calls Apple calls up 106%. AMD calls up 45. These SPY calls are up 10% right now. So let's see what happens here. These are going to be quick in and out. Again, just stack up the cash balance really, really, really quick. I mean, we played it on the puts today. Let's see if we can get a nice little print on the calls. Let's see. Microsoft, something going on? Let's see here. Hopefully everybody's making some money over here today. Wow, these SPY contracts look like they're going to do good. Solo, wow, thank you so much for that generous super. I appreciate that. I truly believe that the shorts are biting their nails every day. Just imagine the chain reaction that either BBIG or AMC or Prague could start. I would use half gains from either to buy the other. There we go, man. Thank you so much for that super. Yeah, I do think the shorts are really having some issues right now. All right, SPY coming down a little bit here, getting a little bit of a candle. Let's see if this is just going to be a little bit of a breather that it takes before it starts. What the hell was that? Before it starts really moving back to the upside. That is kind of what we're seeing here. AMC is only 23.04 right now. We got a lot of room left that we can start to come up on Amy right now. All right, so these SPY contracts are up like 10% right here. AMDs are looking really good. All right, let's see what's going to happen over. Oh, here comes Amy with a little bit of a pop here, people. Up almost 100% on YOLO SPY calls. I love that. I love that. Everybody's making money. Amy, here we go. Where's the day high? 23.75. We're getting a boom boom candle here, people. Oh, here comes AMD up again. Wow, my contracts are literally about to run in the money. That is sweet. SPY calls are coming up. Wow, we are printing today. SPY calls up 11, 12%. Apple doing good. I mean, these AMD calls, I might just, how many do I have? One. I'm a weak little biatch. Even Bitcoin is popping. I mean, we're getting some action, people. It's getting fun. It's getting fun over here. I mean, in general, I guess about options, so I can know what to look for. Do you play super close to the strike, or do you play out of the money just really far and hope for the moves? It depends. So for the daily SPYs, I play 1 to 2 strikes out. For the 1 day to expiration, which is what I'm doing today, I'm playing like pretty far out of the money. Pretty far. Could it hit? Yeah. Is it going to? I don't know. Like, I might trim this right now and just be like, yeah, I'm out. But let's see what it's saying on the 5 minute. It still looks nasty. So we're going to stay in this for a little bit and see. I want the 50 MA to start moving up a little bit more. Amy's coming down a little bit. Everything's kind of slowing down. Let's see what happens here. If this is going to be a little bit of a slowdown, or if this is going to be the top of the SPY today. It might be. We just reached a new day high. It is up 0.5% about right now. Let's see if she's going to come back up. You got some 480s for fun? Well, that's aggressive. Let's see if this candle is going to turn green and come back up. Looks like it wants to. 23.05 on Amy right now. Let's see what happens. Boom, boom, says Pam. There we go. All right, I'm now down on these SPY calls. I'll hold them for a bit. See what happens. There is a decent amount of time on them, so let's see what happens. They're not going to decay as much. Not going to decay as much. I would love to see 26 and above. Me too. That's what I want to see. All right, SPY coming down a little bit here. Let's see what happens. All right. What's it saying on 1348? Still good. Still very, very strong over here. All right. Let's see what happens here. Yesterday, it worked out phenomenally with the 1348. So, I don't know. Let's see what happens today. How many contracts did I get? I think 2 or 3. I got 2 contracts. I got 2. SPY's coming down now. And watched it at the 50 MA. AMC's coming down to test its right now. AMD's coming down a little bit. So SPY is settling down a little bit right now. Honestly, might just ditch out of these SPY contracts right here. I don't know. This was kind of a little YOLO, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, people. SPY calls 180%. There you go. Yeah, SPY coming down. These contracts are now down about 13%. Let's see. Let's see. SPY moving. Amy popped back up above 23. Here we go. Apple calls up 60%. Mine are up 93 right now. 93%. All right. Is Powell still making statements? No. All right, SPY popping back up here. Let's see what happens. AMC looking decent. You YOLO every stream? Hey, man. It's worked out pretty good so far, huh? Can't complain. AMC, higher lows. 100%. All right, let's see what happens with these SPY calls. I'll probably be out of them a little bit because I'm going to go have lunch in a little while. DWAC 15. DWAC at 64. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, DWAC. Uh-oh. All right, SPY struggling around here. Let's see what happens around 467. And I mean, a little bit of a red candle on the 5 minute, but you got to deal with it. Just got to deal with it. Oh, hold on. Let's see what happens with SPY around 467 if it bounces back up or rejects under. If it does, I'll probably get out. Right now, I mean, it's a little overextended, so it does have some room to come down, but let's see here. Let's see. Having swordfish for lunch. There you go, buddy. All right, SPY just dipped below. I'm probably getting out. Actually, these contracts actually have some time, so I might as well leave them, huh? Might as well leave them. I mean, they have a bunch of time on them. I mean, they expire tomorrow. They're not going to get hammered. Nails, thank you so much for the super. I appreciate that. Have a nice day, bro. LFG, AMC, thank you. I appreciate that a whole lot. So we need AMC above 22 to end the day. No. We need AMC well above that. We want it to get way higher than that. All right, SPY popping back up here. Let's see what happens. Contracts coming back to life, down about 20% on these contracts. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if it's going to just rally back up off of these lows. SPY bouncing off the 30 MA on the 1 minute. Ooh, I like that. Where's it on the 5 minute though? Oh, it's deep down below. All right, let's see what happens on SPY. SPY's getting some volatility here. It's flickering around pretty decently. Like if the buyers start to step back in right here, SPY could get pumped up to new day highs. I mean, it's settling down a little bit here, which isn't bad. And it could just start rallying back up. So let's see what happens here. SPY bouncing off the 10 MA on the 3 minute. All right, that's not bad. AMC, can it hit 26 today? I mean, technically, yeah, but like we'd need to see a big move. All right. Previous low right here. What is it? What is this right here? I don't know. I don't know. My question is, if you're going to merge with a company, can you buy their shares and not report it as an insider? I don't think so. You would have to disclose that if you're buying the company, and it would be public knowledge that you are buying the company. AMD coming back up. SPY looking like it wants to make a little bit of a move here. On the 1 minute, the MACD has crossed down, but this really wasn't that big of a move. On the 5 minute, it is starting to curl a little bit, but let's see what happens here. I mean, it is starting to bounce back up. Not bad. CFVI running. Rumble coming back to life. No, CFVI is not running right now. It's actually doing the exact opposite. All right, Lucid. What are we doing over here, Lucy? Lucy, there we go. All right, SPY pop here. Here we go. AMC pop 2312, looking all right over here. GME looking like it wants to get a little bit of action too. This is a nice little candle on the SPY. Let's see where this takes us. Hopefully to the promised land, honestly. Tendy land is where we want to go today. SV check DMs. Got you, Gio. DWAC. Oh, Gio, it does. I do like that. I do like that over here. Let's see here. All right, Amy looking like she's making a little bit of higher highs, a little bit of lower lows over here. Come on. I mean, higher lows. I'm an idiot sometimes. Sorry about that. Fubo printing today. AMC, the wedge queen. Yeah. All right. What are we at right now on all of these? All right. Apple calls 91%. AMD calls 43%. Down 14% on SPY calls right now. It's still looking decent though. So I'll hold these for a little bit, see how it goes. Money is money. Fubo is Fubo ripping. Let's see. 11%. That thing is going nutty today. Absolutely nutty. SPY looking like it wants to move up. Here we go. Where the shills at today? I don't know, man. The shills are not really coming out to play. Also, guys, when we do take that lunch break, we are going to be coming back on at 1:15 Eastern. So make sure if you guys want to come back, hang out with me in the afternoon. That is where we will be. Let's see. Shills are hiding. They should be hiding. They're a bunch of nonsense. They're spreading a bunch of nonsense about everything. They're like, it's like, shut up. Amy Rippy around noon says not a hedge fund. There we go. YOLO GoPro from Casey Holiday. They don't have they don't have like a lot of people were asking about the short interest thesis, like the short squeeze thesis on that. Doesn't have it. We checked on it earlier. Where's Chan Chan? I don't know, man. Where is Chan Chan? All right, slowly stepping up here on Amy. Let's see if we can get going. GME kind of hanging out over here. If SPY starts to get going again, we could see a lot of action. What's IWM looking like right now? IWM. Not bad. SPY. Come on, SPY. Get going again here, buddy. That's what we want to see out of you. Cinemark, more like trash mark. Yeah. I love how when Amy is green, they're nowhere to be found. Interesting, isn't it? It's very, very, very interesting. I love to see it every single time. Every time. I demand Chan be here now. Me too, man. I wish. All right. Spy making a move back up here. Here we go. Amy, 2309. GME trying to pop out of this range right here. Just trying. Just trying over here. Lucid, how are we doing? All right. Here we go. Nonsense. That is. It's absolute nonsense. So I have any screeners? No. No. I wish I sort of, I mean, I might set some up. Gabe Review Dork set up some interesting, like a code to like a script to alert these 1348 crosses on a couple of the stocks that we like. So we're going to be using that. We also got something interesting coming out for you guys soon. So that could be interesting. All right. Spy's getting some candles here. This is decent. This is decent. Spy needs to break that 468.08. Yeah, if it does, it could go nutty. Come on, Amy. Let's freaking go here. We're at 17.6 million in volume. GME's up 0.63. Amy's up 1.4. Spy's getting jumpy here. Here we go. Amy wants to jump off the VWAP. I mean, the VWAP's just flat right now. The 50's coming up, which is decent. If we start to see the 50 start to trend up above VWAP, we could do those retests that I like to see. Viru, Corey? What is this thing? Wow. Does this thing have a chain? Oh, it does. Interesting. What is this? Biotech? Interesting. Okay. I set up the ones Gabe did. I also have a daily MACD crossover I've been using to practice options. There you go. Yeah, at the end of the day, guys, you also want to just paper trade first to try to get your handle on things. For me, the 1348 just kind of gives me a better look at what's going on. And then on the, like right now on the SPY, 1348 is saying stay in it, you're fine. So that's what we're going to do. Now, typically right here, I probably would have gotten in this right now. I wouldn't have been able to get into the SPY move because there was no retest. There was just like a breakthrough and then it just went. So these SPY calls, with the way that I usually like to do it with the VWAP and the 15, it would have been very hard for me to just get into this. But with the 1348, it gives you a nice little indication of, oh, nice, get in there. AMD pushing highs. Thank God. That's what we want to see. Oh my God. My contracts are 40 cents out of the money. That's amazing right now. 67% on AMD, 89% on Apple right now. Looking good over here. Looking solid. Amy needs more. Yeah, Dow wants red. I mean, we're going to get maybe a little pullback here, but Amy still above 23, just hanging out right here. Gme 131.21. Here we go. Come on, Spy, get going here. AMD. Oh man, here comes AMD. Here it comes. Here it comes. Geo printed on AMD, buddy. Here we go. Neo or Tex, Ryan? Yeah, I got you. I'm pretty sure AMD was a 1348 too. Neo, very, very, very low short interest and low utilization. Not really a short squeeze play. Here comes Neo coming up to my strike. That's what I like to see. 76%. And that was a little bit of a bigger position too on AMD. So looking good over here. Yeah, also, if you guys don't mind just hitting the like button on the stream, we are making some money today. This is sweet. This is sweet. I mean, we need SPY to come back to life a little bit here. The SPY contracts are down about 10% right now. Nothing too crazy. So I'm fully willing to hold those. Did I mute my mic? No. You might have muted me, though. Genuine question. Is AMCX the AMC network like on TV? Yes. Like our AMC? Different. Very different. All right. AMD, you can have that little sell-off here if you want to. What's it looking like on the 5-minute? I mean, I don't even need to look. I know it's looking nasty. Yeah, this thing is looking dirty on the 5-minute. Some of my SPY calls printed. It's a good week. There we go. Amy getting a little bit of a pop here. Coming up, 2312. SPY, not so much. AMD coming down a little bit here. Still up 65%. Apple up 87. Nice. I like it. I like it. 2312. Amy's looking for a little bit more volume to come in to pump this thing up. Here we go. Here we go. How many more fake shares do we have to buy? All of them. Oh, here she comes. What's this high right here? 2320. So let's see if we can crack that. AMD selling off a little bit here, but nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Tesla calls. Let me look at it. Oops, hold on, that was wrong. That's the wrong one. That is the wrong Tesla. So Tesla crossed when Tesla was trading at 1061. You could do it if you really wanted to. It's just going to be very expensive to do that on Tesla. Here comes Amy 2314. SPY moving up. AMD coming back up. We are freaking printing today. Feels like we're cheat codes over here. AMC testing the highs again. Not the highs of the day. We need 2375 to really get up there. If we can break that, that could be nutty. But let's see. Neo melting up. I'm almost recovering the money I screwed up earlier. Ryan, attaboy. There we go. All right, AMD looking good. I'll be honest, I feel a little dirty making money on SPY puts this morning, only to turn around and buy calls and make more money. Game changer. Nah, you shouldn't feel dirty about that. That was sweet. AMD looking really good right now. Lucid coming up too. That's what we want to see. SPY, I'm probably still a little red on those contracts. AMC is looking for a high of 2320, sort of more recent high. Let's see if she'll get it. Let's see here. Lucid so strong today. Oh yeah. Tesla riding the 50. Let me look. Lucid popping back up. Yeah, Tesla is riding the 50. That's what I want to see with AMC. I just want it to be more aggressive to the upside. SPY looking all right here. GME hanging down in the range, not doing a whole lot. No, I'm not. If hood's not deep red, I'm not pulling it up. Sorry. We're going to get that nonsense off my screen. Absolute nonsense. All right, here. Anybody know when the Tide news is coming for BBIG? I would say in the next couple of months or next couple of weeks. They just need SEC approval, I think, now. All right, we're 3 cents off the previous high that we saw in AMC. If we can get above there, that could be a little bit jumpy here. SPY's coming up. Tesla's getting a little bit of a pop here. We are literally printing today. This is great. We're having so much fun in the market today. Playing the spot. Here it is. 2324 on Amy. And guess what? It is 12 o'clock right now, guys. So I do have to go. But we will be back on for the afternoon, 1:15 p.m. Eastern. That is going to wrap up the morning stream. That was fun, guys. We had so much fun today. We're printing on pretty much everything. We rode SPY down. We're riding SPY back up. We have Lucid, AMD, and Apple calls absolutely going nuts. AMC is starting to come up. It is a good day in the market. Not a hedge fund said Rippy at noon. That's true, man. Also, for everybody that hasn't already, if you guys don't mind, on the way out, just dropping some likes on the stream. It'll help you find your way back here for the 1:15 stream. I'm going to schedule it right after I end this one. So then we can come back and have some more fun, hopefully print some more money in the afternoon. So thank you guys so much. Special shout out to all of the members, all of the mods, and everybody in here just being positive. You guys are awesome. And in the meantime, hold on. We have our masked friend who is going to be streaming. So make sure you pop over to TMI stream and say hi. I will maybe be able to pop over there for a little bit, but make sure you guys go over and say hi to TMI. But until then, guys, peace.